SWB audio capture, not registered. SWB audio capture, not registered.
Yo. Hello? Hello, hello. Jazz.
Yo, 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 what's up, grinders? How you doing? Oh, man, hold on. I'm trying to get this thing set up here, make sure everything is see. There, we go. Just going to get that thing lined up over there. And move my little stuff over here. What's up? Oh, my goodness. Holy Spirit, what are we doing here? All right, let's get these grinders in here. What's up, everybody? Hope everybody had a good weekend. Shout out to everybody. Grinders in the house. Woo! What a weekend, man. There's some stuff going down, man. Wild times. I tell you, what a show we're going to have for you today, man. We're going to keep it old school. Yo, what's up, VIP grinders? Excuse me. Yes, let's do that. Good reminder, 4-star general with the donuts in the chat. What's up? How you doing? Dakoo185, how's everybody going? DMG, just wait. Tools! How you liking the PS5, Tools? But I got the grind. Oh, where the grinds go? Oh, there's Frog. All right, I see Frog. Frog came on in. There we go. Let's get him in here. But we got some stuff to talk about on this grinds board tonight. Mic check 1, 2. I see that the chat is lit. Oh, baby. And while I talk to Frogs and introduce the Frogs, let's first welcome the VIP grinders. Let's see if I get him up on here. Here we go. And the new members right there. New member, Evan Fastbender. Thank you so much for being a VIP grinder. Adding to the VIP grinders. I'm going to have to add another list. I'm going to have to put a list. We're going to have to take up this area over here, the party. And then maybe another list. We're going to have to do something like that over there. So, yeah, there's something going down. But my goodness. We still got Booster in the back crying and you know, Phil Ness crying with the dudes and bootleg Joel 2.0. Man, I gotta wet my lips for the word bootleg. I'm seeing a lot of bootlegs tonight. that Red Ring of Death poster. Oh my God, please. I didn't have enough drinks yet to talk about that thing. But without further ado, I introduce my co-host, Frogs Dope Gaming. What's up, Frogs? How you doing, Frogs? You hear me?
Oh,
What's up, man? How you doing?
man, pretty good.
Yeah.
A lot to talk about.
Dude, there's been definitely a lot to talk about. I'm trying to fix my
Man,
thing.
dude, I was in a space earlier.
Oh, you still do those things. You still go in there, man. I don't go
Okay,
into those spaces.
I saw BG in a space.
Yo,
with,
he goes into all of them now, dude.
He was in a space, right? And I was like, well, let me check. It was BG and Jack Move, right?
Okay.
So let me see what's going on, man. They were in a space at Xbox University.
Oh,
dude, I had to stop listening to that guy. Is freaking.
Please.
That guy's delusional.
Dude, I don't know why.
That man said Halo Infinite was the best game in the last decade.
Dude, let them ball wash all they want. I'll tell you exactly where Halo Infinite is.
And BG told him all the problems that he had, and this guy tried to ball wash it. He was like, it's not this, it's not that. It has the best stories. I was like, wow, this guy is sucking on Xbox's cock.
Oh, damn. They're already sucking already. Jesus. We're not even 10 minutes in. We're already sucking.
You just don't even understand. Xbox Universe, I've never seen. Look, I got to take it back. Kids Move, it can be the best bot. Xbox University is the Xbox best cock.
Oh, damn. Hit me with the horns, 20. Oh, Jesus. We're going to have to do this in front. We're going to go like, that son of a motherfucker.
There you go.
There you go. Frog just did a little rant. There we go. Oh, what the hell's going on in my friggin' browser? It's not refreshing. Son of a bitch. The hell's going on here?
Look, I don't even want to smoke with anybody.
Dude, all I'm going to say is don't go into spaces. I tell you here, don't go full Ubisoft. Don't go into spaces.
Especially if they say Xbox people in there.
Please.
And you see Xbox University, just don't go in there.
You know, I don't have time for that. I'm telling you, I don't have time for those spaces. Those spaces are delusional. I don't go.
You know what though? I've been to some cool spaces, but it's the Xbox ones that are the worst because the fanboys are delusional.
They got games, man. They don't know what to do with them.
Dude,
the games have finally come. The good thing identifies that I bleeped out every word that wasn't a curse. Dude, that's how it is here. I'm gonna just say all the clean words. We're gonna bleep out the clean words and just do all the curses.
You know, hold on. You know that BG and Jack Move were in a space today, And they were it was a predominantly Xbox space, and these guys on the Xbox side were arguing that Ratchet and Clank wasn't a platformer. That's how delusional
I saw
they
those
are.
tweets about that stuff. Damn.
Oh my god, it was bad, man. I had to stop listening to it because I was like, man, these guys are fucking delusional.
Please. I can't. That's why I don't even deal with it on Twitter. I used to actually try to deal with shit on Twitter. I don't even deal with it because it is people just talking out their assholes. You know what? I said, Frog, let it burn, man. Let it burn. Because let
me tell you something.
With every good thing that that gets done, there's 2 steps back. Don't worry. Don't worry about it.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm saying once this happens, we're gonna go right back into Sea of Thieves updates and all this because they don't have a lot of shit to follow this Halo stuff. And I'm gonna talk about this Halo stuff because it's really grinding my gears as to who's saying what about Halo. Because I am not gonna say don't enjoy it, but there is some stuff that, come on, if you are a Halo fan, you gotta be scratching your head.
Yes, I'm sitting at 905 achievements out of 1,600. And I've looked at Xbox fanboys who aren't even close there. Nowhere near close near me. And dude, I love Halo. I'm a fan of Halo. I'm a fan of a lot of Xbox franchises.
I'm a fan of...
how are you an Xbox guy and you talk so much...
You're my number one customer.
You don't fucking play games.
Dude, that's why I don't deal with it. I don't deal with it.
I'm looking at my friends list. I look at my friends list on Xbox, and I see people, and my achievement score is only at a 41,000 because I left in early in the Xbox 360 generation, and I have 2 profiles, so my total combined score will probably be like close to like 80,000. But if I just got on here and played just like I played my PlayStation, I could surpass some of these guys in 1 year. They have 100,000, easy, easy. And I'm not saying I'm going to turn into the man with a million. But look at my freaking trophy score on PlayStation. I play my games. I'm sitting at a 400 or something. I'm a silver.
I got my PlayStation in 2007. Yeah. I'm at like almost 300. I don't even go trophy chasing. But shout out to 4-Star General with the $5. He's saying, let's just get this thing started. He goes, we got the donuts, we got the boosters, and we got the tools. Hit that like button, everybody. Let's go. Hit me with the horns. Oh, damn, that shit's loud. Thank you, 4-Star General. VIP grinder, baby. All right, we're gonna take that. We're gonna take this down. We got the grinds table to go. We got some topics. All right, I gotta show Frog these topics because he's already fired up, man. We got to get into this thing. He's ready to go, man. He came out of freaking space.
I'm having a drink called a sidecar.
Oh shit! Well, that's probably more hardcore than my Amaretto Sour. Oh shit! Bitch move.
It's brandy. It's brandy.
Oh damn! Do you have like a stogie with you too, Frog? You have like one of those ones where you have like the brandy.
I sure do have a stogie. I have a stogie sitting right here next to me.
See, that's it. Jeff B gaming up my ass about that Ghost of Tsushima. I have to finish it. Okay. Yes, I have to finish it. Please, I can't finish Ghost. That game is freaking huge, man. And I keep getting sidetracked with the stupid ass photos. I want to take photos all the time in that game. But you know what?
Oh, yeah, because it looks good.
But I've been jumping back into Ghost of Tsushima, even Horizon. Like, I want to wrap those up because of the new Horizon coming out. But also, too, I think I'm now getting the fatigue of the first-person shooter because for the last month and a half, I've been doing Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo, now Far Cry 6 I'm in. And I'm just like, oof. Like, oh, man.
You know what, Jez? I think
I need some breaks.
I'm going to be honest, and I know we'll get into it, but I think I might have accidentally gotten to end of Halo. Because I'm a little confused because...
Well, we'll talk about how far... Because I'm kind of right at the cusp, right at the end. And I had to go...
I think I'm at the cusp, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like right... we might have semi-Halo spoilers, but I'll definitely preface that before we get into it.
I'm going to try not to spoil anything.
I'll talk about it, and then I'll do a little bit of spoiler stuff just to get some... But I'm definitely going to do like a full discussion on it. But I know the game's only not even a week, so I'm not going to just go all out and just spoil it, the whole thing. But I will mention it. But yeah, I think I'm near the end of it too. I'll stream and get a lot of the grinders. I'll give
quick impressions since I'm almost at the end. I'm pretty sure at the end. And like, dude, I'm sitting at almost 1,000 achievements out of 1,600. So I know by the time I'm done with this game, I'll do some cleanup achievements. I should be sitting at close to 1,400
Damn.
achievements out of 1,600s. Yeah, because my whole playthrough is just to play through it, and then let me tell you something. Heroic is hard, so I can imagine what Legendary is going to be like.
Oh,
And
Legendary's probably, yeah.
I don't want to really play it on Legendary until I have the just friends. And the reason I want to enjoy it with my friends.
Yeah.
I don't want to. We'll talk about it once we get to that topic.
We'll talk about it. It's on the list.
I got a lot to say about this game. That's good and bad.
Yep.
Good and
likewise. Bad. All right. With that, let's go to the grinds board. Here we go. Thank you again, VIP grinders. If you want to be a VIP grinder, hit that join button there, and you can get access to the donuts, bootleg Joel, and all the other nice memes that we have in the chat. Plus, also, you'll be on this list with Herman Holtz doing splits because we know quality games are coming. And next year, we got the quality games. We got the quality colors of the PlayStation. Now we get the games to go to quality. And that's it. And we're not clapping booties behind the curtain back there with Booster. But anyway, be a VIP grinder. Hit that join button. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. And we're going to go right to the grinds board because this is the topic list that we got to talk about tonight. Here we go. Boop-a-doo. Let me get this and get this. And where's my video? Hit me with the horns. Let's go. Where the hell is it? Boom. Let's see what the grinds board has for us this evening. Where are my topics list? Here we go. Boom. We got the Game Awards winners. Since we just had the Game Awards on Thursday.
Oh my God, yes. Let's talk about that.
We got that. We got the PS5 new colors and controllers. And finally, they got the panels coming in.
Calculated Sony as they normally are. Calculated.
They calculated that thing. And then we got the Horizon Forbidden West and Forspoken gameplay reveal, like gameplay that they had at the some announcements at the Game Awards. Hellblade 2 was there, and the big battle about the downgrade and if it's a gameplay. Oh goodness, NPDs rolled out today, and Frog, let's see if our prediction was correct. The holiday US map I saw, that was pretty interesting. Oh shit, there we go. And then Halo Infinite campaign impressions, and then Jason Schreier novella trying to talk about 343's Troubles. I think I called that on the show. I said that he definitely has a novella written about this, and he just gave us a sneak peek to it right on the launch date, and we'll talk about that. Go Power Rangers. That's right. Let's go Rangers. So
you just made the list.
The first topic. Hey, Cyber Dragon, thank you for being a VIP grinder. Shout out to Cyber Dragon. Yo, and also check out Cyber Dragon's streams. He streams a lot of games, man. Thank you so much, Cyber Dragon. But definitely check out Cyber Dragon's channel too, man. He definitely does a lot of streaming, and he plays through all his games. And he actually, what's nice about Cyber Dragon is that he actually plays through the whole game on in bits of the stream. He doesn't bounce around like my ass does. I just did the demo, The Matrix. I do a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Cyber Dragon gives you those playthroughs. Shout out to Cyber Dragon. Thank you so much, man, for being a VIP grinder. Welcome to the VIP section of the Grindhouse. You'll be here with Herman Holtz doing those splits. Now, we're going to be talking about the Game Awards. The winners. Did anybody, well, actually, you know what? Did anybody give a shit about who? Did anybody care about the winners? I think the only thing we got to talk about really is the game of the year, I think. Because I think all the other ones, I know that Returnal won Best Action Adventure, right? The Action Adventure there. We got
prizes is Ratchet and Clank didn't win shit.
Yeah, Ratchet didn't win, and neither Psychonauts 2.
Yeah.
They both didn't win anything.
And I think it was kind of like a stalemate. They were like, hey, neither one of these games can win anything because people are going to be mad. Which I don't know. There were some things when Deathloop won a category, I was like, get the fuck out of here. It was kind of like really.
Yo, best artistic design went to friggin' Deathloop. That was probably the biggest head scratcher of the evening. That one.
That surprised me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let me see if I have the list because I didn't even bother to bring it up because I was like, it was more about the announcements than the list. But let me see. I have my thing here. Let's go here. But yeah, I think it was audio design. Oh, that was another weird thing. Audio design went to Forza.
Yeah, that was weird.
That was weird. I was like, what? The Game Awards winners. Let's just go to the Game Awards winners. Let's see if we have the list here. Here they are.
Yeah, didn't see how that went to Fords, but okay.
Yeah, I know. It was kind of weird.
They like it. They like it. I love it, I guess.
I get it. They had to give them something. But let me see my display here. Let's see if this thing's working here. Let's see. Display. Is this it? There we go. Yeah, so here your winners here. We have the sure, why I can't zoom in on this. Oh, there we go. We have here. Oh, here we go. Oh, Jesus. So, yeah, I don't give a crap about this. A family game, It Takes Two. Kenna, that was a good one. Debut indie game.
Wow.
Dude, that was awesome.
No Nintendo game won.
Halo Infinite won Player's Voice.
Which that was weird.
That is a, I think that was a Tim Dog win. That was a Twitter W for there. Forza Horizon 5 got innovation and accessibility presented by Chevrolet.
And I don't see how. But because it's presented by Chevrolet, that's why.
Yeah, and also they do big stuff on Xbox with the accessibility with the controller and all that.
Yeah,
other
but
stuff,
there were games on there that were more. Ratchet and Clank was very accessible game, and I don't understand how. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Family game, It Takes Two. Nintendo lost their own category. I think that's what Unknown is talking about here. Age of Empires won Best Strategy Game. Esports, delete that whole thing. Arcane Studios won for studio and game direction. Bethesda Softworks worked for studio and game direction.
Weird.
Those are weird. Metroid Dread won action and adventure. Maggie Robinson won for the Resident Evil voice acting. We thought it was going to go to one of the people from Deathloop, or we thought it was going to go.
I definitely thought it was going to somebody from Deathloop.
Yeah, but it's interesting that it went to her. Yeah, but everybody just liked that character, even though she wasn't even in the game.
Oh man, when she took that mask off, holy crap! Shit. What a snob she had on her. I'm not gonna say it, but
you did say it. We mean not gonna say it. What's up, Games for Eternity?
Crap, man. That nose she had on her. Hey, y'all remember Gonzo? Holy crap!
Jesus!
Enough from me. We're gonna.
It brought back memories from my childhood of Gonzo.
I'm trying to use that sound.
Oh my god! Best racing and sports game goes to for Horizon 5. Score soundtrack goes to Near Replicant.
That surprised me too.
Yeah, Kenna got independent game. Yeah, Forza 5 audio design. I thought that was kind of weird. I thought that would have went to either Returnal or I think there's something else in that category. But I think the car game.
I would have said Deathloop.
Yeah, they did, and I thought so. Like, I just thought the car game, like, it didn't really. I thought Guardians of the Galaxy was gonna win, but I guess that's soundtrack and not audio design.
Picklehead.
Dylan says you're looking at her face, dude. She had to dress up for that character. Yeah, but
man, she had a snaz.
Dude, she had.
Oh my gosh, that nose, man. Freaking Gonzo.
Yeah, but she was wearing a very revealing dress, man. Jeff Keighley definitely smuggling those grapes. Returnal got best action game.
Man, that nose on her, man.
Hey, man, watch those masks. We
Noses could talk.
It Takes Two got multiplayer.
Imagine on a cocaine she could sniff.
Narrative goes to Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy. Tales of Arise got role playing game. You were happy about that.
Oh, super happy. I think it deserved it.
Art direction went to Deathloop, but that was the head scratcher, which I guess because
that was weird too.
That was weird. Oh, that was a strange win. And then the big one that Elden Ring won anticipated game 2 years in a row. Tell me that category is not bullshit.
I expected that because I would say Elden Ring was pretty damn anticipated out of all those games. I voted for Elden Ring.
I know, like, but it won last year. Like, if the game is delayed, it could win the award 2 years in a row?
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, that was weird that it won again because it won, back to back. So, I don't know. I don't know how the words are. I don't know. I think they need some more categories to a certain extent.
Dude, I definitely think. I think they need, like, best co-op game. They need best, like, supporting, characters, best maybe like funnest mission, like best mission. I don't know, like something more stuff about the games. Like I think they wasted. They go like esports team. They go best esports event, best esports coach. Even though they had coaches, Best
Yeah,
like
some of the
what
categories are weird.
like score and soundtrack. How the hell does Nier win that? I know Nier has good music, but Guardians of the Galaxy, man, that's like, I know the awards don't impress me. Enough is enough. But the biggest one is It Takes Two won Game of the Year. So no
I didn't see
Deathloop.
that coming.
I didn't see that coming either. No Deathloop and no Psychonauts 2 and no Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
So
Didn't
It Takes
see
Two.
that coming.
And we know who takes It Takes Two. And again, I didn't play it yet. I have it. I didn't play it yet. So I'm not going to knock it, say it didn't deserve it. But this is what I'm going to say here. And I don't know if I even said it on my channel and stuff like that. But I did think if It Takes Two wins, and I don't know if I said this on Salty's podcast or here.
Yeah, I remember what you said.
Did I say that here?
I
think I did. Like I remember because I know I thought about it. I was like, if it wins, there really is some ball washing going on with these games.
Oh yeah, we know there's ball washing.
You know, best game that Jez hasn't finished yet. I think that's a great category. I think so. We'll add that. That'll be actually they need more nominees for that one. I got more than 5. We need more. But the thing is like I was like, oh, Jemiah said he called it live. Nice, man. Shout out to Jemiah. But my thing was that if they won, and I was like, nobody was even thinking this, but if that game won, if you really think about it, it would be a lot of bull washing. Because, like, the thing is, Jose Ferris, that's the devil. I know him because he's a meme, right? Because he came on the Game Awards and announced his game, the first one, which was, what was the other one? It was the other code game, I forget now. The one where they're both in prison. What the hell was that one, Frog? We played that.
A Way Out.
A Way Out. So he announced that, and then he was talking about the Oscars and stuff, and he did fuck the Oscars, right? And it became an internet meme. And Jeff Keighley was laughing, and he became a meme. And I think it gave a little momentum to the Game Awards, a little entertainment to it. That he was such that I think that they try Jeff Keighley just like how he does, because he definitely likes the little politics and little internet memes and stuff.
Oh, he doesn't want to get involved, but if somebody else says it, it's like, oh well, they said it. I didn't say it.
He likes to get in there. Like he likes to overhype stuff. He likes to pit like one console against another sometimes, even back in the day. Like he's always like that kind of like he likes to poke, right? And the fact that, and just like what he did with Kojima, like he tried to, after that guy Jose Ferris did that to him, right? And no, I'm not saying anything's wrong with It Takes Two, Froggy, but just listen to where this is going. But like, he brought him back, right? Yeah, no, he doesn't vote the winners, but it is a production. All right, I'm not going to say that this is it's a production. All right, there's some politics in this stuff, I am sure. All right, it's a show. It's there's a production to it, but it's really interesting that, and then on top of that, he made the guy do his game on the show. He renounced the game on the Game Awards and then wins Game of the Year. Like, it's such a story, right? Can't
believe I announced this so many years ago and it came back and won.
And won, right? And like you started here just announcing your game as an indie dev, fuck the Oscars and stuff. And now look, you're in the stage. You made it here. And that's great for him. And it's great for the game and stuff like that. But I just think it's, how Keighley likes to, he always tries to get a Fils-Aimé Reggie on stage. He like always tries to get a Reggie or Kojima, like even Kojima announcing a movie, right? It's just like, why would you do that? Because he has to give his Kojima love on there. He has to get Kojima on there. He has to get Reggie there to do something, because like even when he was announcing the big awards, like he was announcing like big game reveals, which we'll talk about. He was always like, you heard it here first. This was here last year, and now they're back. Another dev reached out to me and said, hey, we want to announce our game at the Game Awards. Like, it's giving his program clout, and it's building up, and he definitely reemphasizes that on the show, going like, this is a big deal. My show's kind of a big deal. And that devs want to announce stuff on my show. I think it's great because we get to find out about new games that are coming, even though a lot of the announcements had a lot of kind of years not on them. Like, it was just kind of just games and CGI trailers and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, a lot of kind of like, most anticipated game for the next 3 years. But there's definitely, stuff that he tries to get these kind of like, I want Kojima there, I want Reggie on my stage, and now I want Jose Ferris there because, he kind of made me a meme and did this stuff, but it was real interesting. I just thought it was kind of weird, like, you know, that guy kind of had that zero to hero type moment, but good or great on him. And I can't wait to play the game. So I'm not saying the game didn't deserve it. I just thought it was kind of weird how this guy has a whole story built on the Game Awards. Like, he was just nobody knew who he was. And he came on there. He was talking about the Battlefield stuff, about the Star Wars Battlefield. And he made a lot of clout about that, going, EA sucks. And meanwhile, EA published his game. So he's like, EA's bad with their microtransactions and what they did with Battlefield, like talking about the publisher who published his game. Anyway, I got a game from them. Fuck the Oscar. Like, he was kind of off the cuff, very entertaining, and Keeley kind of loved that. So he wanted to get him in his award show. And then he announced his next game exclusively on the Game Awards, and then he wins. Just saying. Not saying he didn't deserve it, but it definitely is something Grinders. And I'm sure it's a great game. I'm not saying that it's not a great game. It's just that it's definitely a little. It definitely heads. Oh, okay, I see where he is. I see where you are. At least Deathloop didn't win. Thank goodness, because I thought Deathloop was a shoe-in. Tex-Mex Morty, I agree. At least Deathloop.
The way Deathloop, the way Deathloop they were talking about it, all year you'd have figured it would have won.
Yeah, and it didn't win a lot of awards either. Like, it didn't win tons of awards. Like, you know, like I said, it was a down year in games. Like, it was kind of anybody's game to win. Like, Halo didn't even release its campaign, and it got Game of the Year from the players' votes, like based off of a multiplayer alpha beta that they released. Like, you know, I am glad that yeah. Okay.
Little kind of don't understand that one. That was a weird one. It's like the game wasn't out, but yeah, it's you get the players vote.
Yeah. And T-Rock makes a good point here that I want to play my wife. Yeah, that's the game I was waiting to. I wanted to play that just to get her into the games and try that, because that definitely again it takes two. Because I love, first of all, the reveal of that thing was awesome too, because it had the great It Takes Two song.
I did play it.
You did play it.
Not a bad game. Yes, I did play it. I played. It's very long. I will say.
Oh, is it?
It is very long. Yeah, it's not a short game. So you got to play in spurts, but it's definitely one of those games you really need. What you're playing with somebody, you better have a good understanding, and because me and my wife, we sometimes cannot be the best of game players together. We don't get along sometimes when it comes to games. We play Call of Duty different. So yeah, that it can get you arguing if you're not really. Because me and my son argued. I was like, damn, like this game is pretty cool, but damn, we're arguing, and we're very samey when it comes to games. But you really gotta, man, what's the word I'm like? You gotta have somebody with an open mind and puzzle focus.
Yeah, I got you.
Well, you have somebody that. If you have somebody that's super casual that's playing with you, it can irritate you if you're a gamer.
Well, definitely, I'm going to try it out. I want to play it, you know, not just because
your wife will like it, but it's definitely something you have to be patient with her with. I will say that because my wife, I know, playing It Takes Two. Yeah, that's.
He said T-Rock said it took him 10 hours to beat It Takes Two.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'll get that time commitment from her.
For it to be so short, you would think it'd be really short. No, it's not short.
Yeah, I definitely want to play it, and congratulations to them. It was just kind of weird, and you know. Anyway, overall,
shout out to them.
Overall, the Game Awards, I thought were pretty. They were pretty decent this year. But again, I think that there was a lot of announcements there, but a lot of it was kind of teasers for the future. I thought there'll be more stuff coming next year. A lot of fodder, yeah. And they tried to get the PC stuff. It was all right. Like, I think it was better paced than last year. I like, he still has the same problem that and we'll come back to the announcements of there, but like I still think that he does have some issues with this whole like announcing games like on stage, like just blazing through a bunch of things. Like, you're not really of awards, like not really celebrating the having them come up there and talk and accept the award, like just going like, and best racing game, this game, and best this, and best this, and best that, and like really only choosing certain awards where they could go on stage and accept them, and then just flying through a bunch of them. I still think that that's wrong. Like, they should definitely make it a time for the devs to kind of talk about, you know, on stage and their acceptance, give them their due, especially for the big, like, you know, bigger ones. I think the esports ones are the ones where you just fly by because, or just have them scrolling at the bottom because esports, you know, I know they put in the work and stuff, but come on, man, we're voting on esports coaches. Like, what did
Yeah,
do they
I
give
really
press
care less about
conferences or
that.
something that I got to listen to? Ooh, Jeff B. Gaming's giving me an idea. Play with the two. Oh, man, I don't know. That'll be a bloodbath, Jeff B. Gaming. Play that with the missus on stream. Maybe I'll break her into the podcast thing.
Oh no, don't do that. You know, I would love to see Kids Move and his wife play It Takes Two, just because I know how he plays games. It'd just be entertaining.
Yeah, I agree with Froggy. Like, they should put more games. Like, yeah, that's the whole point of the show. They should put more time into the games. You know, and also too, they didn't have too many. They didn't have too many cringy commercials. Like, not too many, but it is too long. I agree. Yeah, it is too long of a show, man. Like, it is like 3.5 hours. And then also too, he didn't like that orchestra didn't waste time, but he did have a little bit of that music in the beginning. You know, he had Sting on stage. Sting had to do early thing.
Oh, what was he doing there? Like, why did his old ass need to be there? What does he know about gaming?
Dude, I have no clue. I have no clue what he's doing with it.
I don't know. Like, some of the things I don't get.
It's because it's connections. It's adding legitimacy to this show. Like, that's the whole, and that's what I always disliked about gaming shows is that the only people watching this are really people that play the games or people that know of the games. Like, you don't need to appeal to. You're trying to appeal to people to try to, like, Sting is on this show. Whoa, like, you saw I was like adding actors and stuff. He's like, oh, Jim Carrey's gonna be there. Yeah, he was there via telephone conference. Like, he wasn't there on stage because he's promoting Sonic, the movie. But, like, he said, like, Jim Carrey was gonna be there. Sting was there to talk about the Atari. Imagine Dragons was more believable than Sting. Yeah, I agree. Like, yeah, at least they have some music in the games. Like, they got, like, Beat Saber and stuff like that. But otherwise, like, you know, Jim Carrey's going to be there. It's like Jim Carrey wasn't there. He was like a video message from Jim Carrey. Like, come on. But, like, he's trying to add legitimacy to gaming. Like, gaming is big and, you know, it's clout. It's clout getting. And I don't know. It comes off as kind of cringy and people like it's fake. But, you know. Oh, man. I don't know. I'll definitely try it. Maybe I will stream it. But thank you. But, yeah, so the next topic we got, because we got a lot of topics to come down here. The next topic we got is Sony finally revealed, after they went on the kibosh of D-Brand and suing, and then D-Brand came out with a different one, Sony comes out and says, finally, here are your colors. The plates.
Here are your shells.
Finally, after over a year. First off, I don't know. You can get the shells, maybe not the console. You'll just hold on to the plastic slips. Because finally they added this. Now, apparently, did they announce today, these colors, these 5 colors, Go Power Rangers. But if you look, the color design is kind of akin to the XO and what is it? The X, the O, and the triangle. Except they didn't do green.
Yes.
Though. They didn't do green.
They are, yeah.
They did like a cyan blue instead of the green. They didn't want to get any Phil Ness there, make it look like a console. So they avoided the green color. They went with like the cyan blue, and now apparently the black and the red are going to be available in January. And then the other 3, the pastels, the cyan blue, and they got some weird ass things like lady, I don't know what the hell, hot pinks and galactic purples and super cyan blue. No.
Some weird colors.
Yeah, they got some crazy names. It's called the Galactic set. I don't know.
Should have beat me.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell they call them. Maybe it's right here. Now, whatever. I'm not reading the colors. They're purple, blue, pink, and black and red. There you go. The Galactic purple, yeah. So, of the colors, Frog. And also, they announced the controls. But, like, the 3 colors in the middle are going to be available later in the Q1. I think in the first half of the year. And then the black and red are going to be ready in January, which go along with the black and red controls, which are already out. Which I have the red. I don't have the black controller. But the black one, I definitely is probably the one people are going to be going for. But I do like, what is your favorite color out of those?
Vagina pink.
Oh, vagina pink. That's the color, Galactic Vaginas?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
No. I'm going to get black just because everything kind of matches.
Yeah.
In my house. Like, most people are probably going to get black and just call it a day. But I do think that the colors are pretty nice. They're
decent.
cool.
Yeah, they're safe. Nice colors.
Yeah. I think they're safe colors. Yeah, they're safe colors. My wife is like, wants the blue one. And so I was like, really?
That's what I like. I like the cyan blue.
She's like, I want that blue. Yeah, she wants that blue one.
You want to hear this?
Yeah, I gotta get that blue.
Grind, did you heard it here first? I don't know if anybody else said this, but here you go. Hit that like button. You know what I'm gonna do? I might buy 2 I might buy 2, or I might buy 1 and do a half-Z, a half and half console.
You know, you're the second person that said that.
Said what? I should be the first. Who's the second person?
No, you're the second. You know
Who's
who
the
first
first?
person the first person I saw that said they wanted to do that was what's her name? She's on Weapon Wheel sometimes. Mocha. She said
Mocha
she wanted
beat me
to do the
to
same
it.
thing.
Damn it.
Mocha beat you to it. She was
Mocha.
like, yo. She was like, I want to get half blue and half.
Dude, that's.
She didn't say Banana Pink.
Shout out to Mocha. Mocha, I think of like, there we go. Mocha beat me to it, but that's.
I was like, you know what? That's a good idea.
It is a good idea. You could even do. I was even thinking you could the black and red. Now you could get to it. You could do a black and a red, or what I wanted to do is get the red and do a red and white console, so it's like a Spider-Man console, like a red and white. So you got the white that you already have. You could buy, and I got 2 PS5s. I got two. But
he got 2.
I got 2. I don't have it on my friggin' soundboard. I don't have it, but I'll do it. I got 2. But, you know, get the red one. And then I was like, I got 2. And then I'm going to take the red and do half red down here and half red upstairs. And we'll have both like Spider-Man consoles. But, man, oh, yeah. Tom Moreland's clown of the day. Dude, that guy, I'm telling you, man. He's like,
that guy's
yo, he put Donnie D's picture up there. And he's like, when I saw the price of these, $55. Like, yeah, D-Brand was charging $70 or $65 for it. But meanwhile, let's talk about the $170, the $200 Xbox controller.
There you go.
That doesn't have a share button on it because it's a last gen, a Series 2. Like, you're talking about controllers. Like, come on. Like, get the hell out of here. $55 for that? I thought they were going to be $100. I thought Sony was going to smack us in the ass with it.
I kind of feel like since Halo's come out, there's been a lot of ball washing.
Oh, gee.
And it's, I do think Halo is a good game.
Extra soap on the ball washing, Jesus.
But I think that people are washing nuts.
Oh, Jesus.
They're like, fuck it. I'm going to grab you by the balls like Terry Crews, and you're going to listen to me.
Like Terry Crews. Here's your pink. That pink is pretty cool, though, Frog.
Yeah,
dude, if you do the pink and the blue, like, that would be a freaking sick-ass console. The pink and the purple. That pink and the blue look freaking crazy. I'm thinking two-tone, man. I do like that. But yeah, man, I tell you, people, there's some wild shit going on. We'll talk about the Halo stuff. But that purple looks good too. I like that galactic purple. But yeah, he said he was surprised that the price was $55 for them. Like, oh,
why? Why?
Who knows, man?
Because I don't see why he was surprised. Like, let me tell you something. Anybody who says they were really surprised by this, I don't know why. That's the thing. Like, a lot of these shells are more expensive than the ones that were good.
Yeah.
You know, but now we're upset at a $55 price point for a shell. Like, why?
No, because I want to know how much. Do you remember how much the those
I don't get it. I don't get
Xbox,
it. I don't get why people were surprised.
Wait a second. Do you remember how much those Xbox faceplates were with the 360?
Not exactly. 29, 39.
Because they were just a front. Let me see it. Xbox 360 faceplate. Because
my whole thing is people complain about $10 upgrades for Uncharted.
Oh,
people complain
what?
I don't fucking get this industry, man. I don't get these fuckers, man. People whine and complain about things that they don't need to want. If you own the games, they're $10. If you don't, that's your fucking bad. Go buy them. Like, oh, they're $55 plates. Well, they come with plates already. If you don't fucking want them, you don't have to buy them. I don't get people, man. I don't get how people will whine about a fucking $55 price tag. Well, if you don't want it, don't buy it.
Buddy Cactus says that the Nintendo had shells that were 3DS. They were like $30. That's Nintendo, man.
Yes.
Oh, here's the one that I had.
The
hot rod. This is what I had for the I had this one for the
Nintendo is known to fuck you over.
I had this one for the 360. Oops, where'd it go? Yeah, I had this one for the 360. That's the one I had. The hot rod. They were like $20. They were $30.
Nintendo
just the front
with no lube. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's the one I have at 360.
That's all. I don't get, like, how people can look at certain products, certain games from Nintendo, say, "Oh, that's $59. That's great." A $59 for a Breath of the Wild. Oh, no, I'm sorry, for Skyward Sword, but $55 for a plate, and you're mad.
But yeah, but do you know, like, this is the whole
I don't
point.
fucking
Like,
get it.
and guess what? If they didn't do it, people will be like, well, why did you have the removable consoles? This is awesome. No, and I'm gonna tell you. All right, hear this. Ready? That's right. Gamers are bitches. But I'm gonna tell you this right here. When we saw this, my son saw this. He goes, "All right, Dad. Well, I guess we're gonna trade in the white one to get in this one." I'm like, "Oh no, these are we just get the plates. You don't have to trade in the console and get those.
You have to trade in the console."
And he's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah, we get a couple of plates actually if you want to get a different color two-tone." And he's like, "Really?" Because he was already thinking like, "Oh, I want the the purple one. I want he wanted the red one." And he's like, "Oh, I wanted the red one to match my controller."
You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, "You don't need to
That's
buy
pretty
it."
cool.
And he thought it was like, trade in. Imagine you had to deal with that stuff. The fact that these things are removable. This is stuff that we said on the show last year that this is going to be real. Yeah, we said that we're going to do this. Like, Sony has to do this. Like, this will be awesome. The fact that they made this console modular, that you could take off these.
And guess what they're going to do? They're going to make custom ones.
Oh yeah, they will. And they will. And I hope. This is a thing to Herman Holtz. I think about the quality of the games. You do your $100 addition to a game or $150 edition. You do the $150 edition, include the faceplate of with the game. You buy the game bundled with the faceplate.
If Sony's smart, what they do is they say, here's our $69 game, but you can go ahead and you can pick this one up for 120, 100 and whatever. And guess what? For you guys that want to buy a digital, you just get a digital code. For you guys want to buy a physical, you get a physical game.
Bundle the ultimate game with the exclusive one, even if it's a one side. If they want to keep it down and not make it $55, and make it a 125 edition, and you have like one side of the console that has the exclusive art or something like that.
People bitch and whine about stuff, and I don't get it. I just don't really get it.
Because like, come on, like, look at all the different. Look how crazy. Nobody was complaining that the Halo Master Chief console was like $50 more, or like the OLED console that had the same power was $50 more. Like, everybody's like, wait,
you hear what you just said? $50 more. Why is this a problem?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Oh, because it came with the free-to-play Halo multiplayer, but the single player campaign they could get behind the Game Pass. Like, I just don't, like, you know what I mean? The gaming costs money, okay? Yes, there could be egregious charging, like such as battle passes and things like that, and the NXTs, which I don't know how those NFT things are. I really didn't read into them, but I know it's something that people don't like. But like, microtransactions,
people are whining about,
but like every little thing. What do you want them to do? Do nothing? Like, do you want them just to sit, like, do nothing? You don't want them to come out with different, dude, just shut up. Like, don't.
This is egregious. I'm like, what's egregious? Like, I don't fucking get it.
What do you want? Like, I just don't get it. Like, if it's some sleazy way, like, yeah, if this was like, hey, you can't buy a PlayStation console, but guess what? We're going to put all these new colors out there. And everybody's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, that would be some bullshit. But like,
I can see if people were literally getting butt fucked and didn't like it.
Dude, this is think about how many controllers you got to buy. Microsoft comes out with like a freaking colored controller. You got to buy a whole nother controller. You only got 2 hands, dude. You only got 2 hands. You got 30 controllers, all different colors: midnight blue, sneaker white. Like you got to buy a whole brand new controller, $70 for all these different freaking color controllers. You only use one controller at a time. This changes your custom console. You don't have to buy a $400 console to get custom colors. Now, if you want to be cheap, go get a spray paint. Take your plastic out in the backyard and spray paint it. Be a bitch.
The other thing, Jazz. I don't know the people that they're bitching and whining are actual PlayStation owners, or if it's people on another side.
It's just Twitter, man. Who's fucking Twitter?
I don't know who's whining about $10 upgrade. Who's whining about a custom plate? Like, when my buddy found out there were custom plates coming, he was like, holy shit, they're cheap. They're only $55.
They were cheaper than the off-brand ones, the bootleg ones that you're getting. Bootleg, there it is. First time. Everybody take a drink. I said the word bootleg. The bootleg ones that everybody was getting, the D-brand ones, which they didn't have the PlayStation signs on it and stuff like that.
Shit, D-brand, pause.
Yeah, but it was D-brand, and they sued them.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, I don't know who's whining about these. Look,
Tom Warren's whining about it.
I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm totally transparent here.
But wait a second, though. He'll show you his strap-on playing on the friggin' phone in the goddamn train station, though. Well, $100 strap-on for a phone. We're not going to talk about the Rikishi goddamn strap-ons. The cloud works. Try this $100 accessory out that I stuck up my ass and put it on the phone. Check it out. It works. Oh, look, I got a router Cat 5 cable shoved up my ass. I'm not getting any lag. But they'll show those bullshit accessories from third-party vendors like Razer with the Rikishi and strap-ons with double-ended and shit. And that stuff for a cloud gaming phone, which you got to pay a subscription for, $15 a month to try that jank-ass bullshit on a train, lagging motherfucker with the fucking strap-on goddamn Rikishi controller for $100. Hit my link. Buy it here. But a $55 colored custom plastic instead of buying a $400 console. Ooh. The hell out of here. But here's my strap on though. I'm playing with a phone. Check me out. No lag. Oh, I got some lag. Get the hell out of here. Goddamn Rikishi controller bullshit. Strap onto a goddamn phone.
I don't understand what people want in game anymore. I don't know if it's just this younger market is just if they're just, I don't know what it is, man. There's a lot of things you can complain about. Like if you complain about something that's legit, they don't like it. You complain about something that's not legit, it's like they love it.
Well, we're talking about things
like
that we're complaining about. Hold on. Did you see this thing?
Like people have problems with Halo, but people don't want you to complain about it because I'm a Xbot, so you got to listen to what I say because I'm an Xbot and I love the console. But you don't fucking play the games. Why are you even fucking talking about it when you're not even playing a console? When I play more than you do, when I'm better than you at the games. You know what it is? It's just like you just want to be relevant in your own little fucking world. That's why I hate Twitter. And maybe it's the freaking sidecar talking. I can't stand these guys. Yeah, I can't stand these guys. They're in their own fucking little world that think they want to be relevant to something and it doesn't make any sense. It's like, and me, when I play games, and I don't make excuses for anything when I do bad at the game. It's just me. But now you got cocksuckers talking about, hey, Halo's my game of the year and Halo's this, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Like, it's not even your game of the year because you haven't even played it yet.
Frog, you see what I'm showing on the screen, Frog?
I tell you, Jez.
Look at this.
There's something wrong
Frog,
with this damn community.
Don't worry,
man.
you don't have to spend $55 on a custom PS5 piece of hardware for your plastic. Red Ring of Death poster for $25 from the Xbox Gear Shop. This is the official Xbox website. This is not no bootleg, somebody making fun of this stuff. This is the official Xbox Gear Shop. They buy a poster for the Red Ring of Death.
Microsoft's a joke to themselves.
What? You
see what I'm saying?
What?
You're making a joke about something that was really fucking bad.
And then people are trying to justify it going, well, it's the logo to their 6-part series. I don't give a shit what it is. Why would you want a poster of it?
No.
Of a failed console. That's what changed you to PlayStation. I went through 4 of those fucking things with those Red Rings of Death. And on top of it, that's not even what it looked like. You actually just had a power button in the middle. They took the Xbox logo and put it in the middle to be cute. They modified it. 3 rings. What? I can't wait for Sony. You know what, Sony? Scrap the goddamn plastic. Scrap the friggin' panels for the PlayStation 5, Sony. Please, scrap it. Because know what I want? I want a poster of your PSN when it went down. I want that day. PSN down poster. That will be a wonderful poster to put on my office.
Yeah. It's going to make me feel better.
$25, I'll pay Sony to give me PS Network down. 2018? 28? Like, what the hell year was it? I just want to see, they could take a screenshot of basically when it said PS Network was down, $25, blow it up to 25, for a poster. And I think that'll be a wonderful thing to celebrate.
Let's celebrate something that's really mediocre. I don't fucking get it.
Let's celebrate the fail rate of their hardware. Like, I understand it's the story of the Red Ring of Death and all the insides and outsides of it. Holy shit, holy spirit. What the hell's talking? Alexa, shut up! Shut up! Always listen to sons of bitches. But I understand you want to give the insides out there. You talk about it. Fine, do your video. But you do a poster and sell it for $25? A Red Ring of Death? Like, well, what is wrong with you? oh, they're so transparent. Like, it's so stupid. But meanwhile, let's talk about Sony adding customizations to their freaking hot-selling next-gen console. But let's have Microsoft do goddamn $25 on the Red Ring of Death. Remember that? Oh, Bill, come over here. Come over here, Bill. Come over here, Phil. Give me a hug. I remember that time. Yeah, it sucked. Yeah, like, fuck you. You know what, too? They're a fucking joke. That's why I said people laugh at them because of stupid shit like this. From the Xbox store. Maybe sell some Graveyard Connects. Maybe throw in a Connect with that, too. When you put a failed hardware bundle, you could put a Zune in there. You could put a Connect. You could put in the Xbox, the Microsoft Band. You could throw in some free goddamn $100 Groove passes that don't worth shit anymore because I got one. Throw all your legacy bullshit. Throw some Connects in there, and you could sell a bundle for $50. Go with the I Phil Spencer fucked you in the ass bundle. That's where you could sell it with all the failed bullshit. You could, what else? You could sell, what else you could give it? You could throw in the HD DVD drive in there. You could throw in some mixer credits, some Embers. You could do some mixer Embers. All the bullshit that you sold. Maybe some Windows phones you could throw in there. The Xbox failed bundle. There you go. $100. Here's all the bullshit that we try. Actually, it's in my goddamn closet. All the bullshit that I wasted my money on with their bullshit that they told me it would work, and then they dropped it. HD DVD drives. I bought all the friggin' movie. Oh, King Kong is with us. We got King Kong, bitch. HD DVD drive, bitch. Peter Jackson's up our assholes. We got him. He's doing HD DVDs. We got Connect. You're not the controller anymore. We're moving around, shaking that ass, knocking kids over. Here you go. Oh, shit, we don't make the games Connect. Go talk to Phil Ness when you're talking about the goddamn Connect. This is what they do. All your failed bullshit. Let's remember. Let's celebrate Xbox 20 years with a Red Ring of Death poster for $25. I swear. What are these guys? But no, let's roll our eyes when Sony's adding more features and options to the PS5. You know, their new console. Not talking about the bullshit that happened in the past. Sony's not sitting here going, hey, you can't find the PS5, but you want to know what? Here's a $25 poster that says, remember when the PS Network was down and your credit cards got stolen? Remember that? Here's a poster to remember that. We got the date right there when the network went down. Maybe to sell some mixer posters. Like, come on. So stupid. Same day, too, right? Same day. The Zune poster. Yo, you can make a list. Nokia, Skype. Remember, I was supposed to have Skype on my Xbox. Xbox Snap. Remember Snap? You remember Snap? You move. Goodbye, Snap. Get the hell out of here, man. I don't want to remember all the shit that you used to have and now all the stuff you don't have anymore. I remember what we're going to do from now, Frog. What, 10 years from now, what we're going to do? 10 years from now, what are they going to show? They're going to be like, hey, guys, remember when we had no games? Remember that? Here's a poster. We got no games. Phil Spencer on stage with his hands out. We got no games, bitch.
I don't get that. And I wish that...
Oh, you're buzzing. What happened? Am I buzzing?
Wait, can you hear me?
Yeah, but you're buzzing.
Can you hear me? Oh, hold on. Let me back out and read it.
Back out and come back in. Let me see. It might be this. Am I buzzing? Hey, are you
Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, you're buzzing to me. I don't know if you're buzzing on the stream. Is he buzzing or is it just me? Let me see.
I know you were cutting out earlier.
Yeah, it says that it's connected, so I don't know. Let me double check. Phil Spencer's trying to get us. Hold on.
I honestly go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get him here. Let's do this. I'm gonna get.
I think if I was an Xbox guy and I played on Xbox, that's my primary place, I would still have the same problems. I would be furious with Microsoft and Xbox in a lot of ways, and I think I still would be voicing my opinion.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be sitting there saying, "Oh, it's okay. The way you released Halo was okay. The multiplayer is okay. The single player is okay." There's a lot of problems that I don't see on the Nintendo and the Sony side as far as the production with the gaming. And I think that there are a lot of people who would rather fight this fanboy console war than to say, yes, this needs to be better. And that's why they're going to keep getting mediocre stuff. That's why, because they're not saying we're not subscribing to Game Pass or we're not buying a game. I purchased Halo with my money, $59.99, right? A lot of people say, hey, you were stupid fraud for doing that. Just subscribe to Game Pass. I don't have a need for Game Pass because a lot of games in there I played or I either own. So multi-exclusive I own. I whether I play predominantly on Xbox or not, I own a lot of Xbox and PlayStation games. So there was no reason for me to subscribe to Game Pass. So, my whole thing is like, I think that a lot of people don't get it. Like, Game Pass is not for everybody. It's not the end all be all. And to make a person, in a sense, say, well, you need to sub to this because it's the best deal. It may be the best deal for you, but not for everybody.
Shout out to Sergeant who said that Phil signed the controller too.
I don't know why people have it in their mind that Game Pass is the best. When did Game Pass become the best deal for everybody?
But like Frog, like,
and because Jaffe says it.
I'm done with Game Pass shit.
Xbox people who don't play games say it, which that confuses me. There, like, there was a point where people who didn't play games, you didn't take what they said by any stretch of the means as their word. But there's a lot of guys. I seen these. Look, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I think the worst thing that Twitter did was Twitter Spaces.
I told you, I don't know why you go in them. But we need a palate cleanse. I need a palate cleanse.
I'm gonna tell you why I went there. I went there because I saw people that
that's the whole point of it. Yeah.
When I saw BG and I see freaking Jack move in some spaces, I kind of trust their opinions, right? They play good games, like I play good games. But when I listen to some of the people they're talking to, I'm like, man, why even entertain these clowns? Like Xbox University, I don't fucking know why people entertain that guy.
He's gonna be the goddamn Voldemort. I don't want to talk about his dumb ass.
He's definitely Voldemort.
I don't.
He's the fucking.
We need a palate cleanse. I need a palate cleanse from all this Red Ring of Death bullshit.
I've never seen anybody more toxic than that guy on the Xbox side.
He's dope. He's small change.
And I don't know if he's serious.
I don't care. That's the thing.
The thing is, like,
I'm talking about him, Frog. I don't talk about Voldemort. I don't talk about his dumb ass.
Fucking Voldemort.
Guy's a clown.
We're not gonna speak of those we don't mention. Okay, I got it.
It's just who cares? Like, I don't care. Like, because he gets like it doesn't. It's not just him, dude. It's just the whole thing going on, dude. It's the whole.
You know why I say what I say, Jez? I feel bad. And the reason I feel bad is because I want better.
But you can't.
I want to play more games.
It doesn't matter. But Frog, it doesn't matter because when you look at
everything, and why don't they?
Because they're not into it. That's the thing. Like you cannot. You don't know people's history. They could have just jumped on there. They could be like, hey, I'm going to start a Twitter and just going to be like all pro Xbox. Meanwhile, they got a console. Some people are serious about it. Some people aren't. The thing is all you can control is how you feel about something. And if somebody wants to challenge you on that and they don't have the background or they don't have the knowledge, that's going to be the fool on them. Shame on them. Like, the thing is that we have a history. We've been playing games. That's why it frustrates me so much. We went through the Red Ring of Death. Like, we went through the Red Ring of Death. Like, why? I see this and then I see two tones where the same person is going like, oh, why are they adding plastic to the PlayStation customization, $55, but then there's a $25 Red Ring of Death poster sold in the Xbox store. And the thing is Microsoft just seems to make, like, they seem to be, hanging on the history, trying to keep the whatever's left on the Xbox.
They're failures.
And they're like, remember, guys, how bad we were, but now we're better. But what the problem is that they're now focusing on they were better in games than they were back then than they are now. See, the reason why I put up with the Red Ring of Death was because Microsoft had the games. They had the partnerships. They had the DLCs. They had the exclusive content. They had the stuff. So I put up with 3 Red Rings of Death because of that.
Yep.
If I had a console now and it went Red Ring of Death or whatever the hell Ring of Death would do,
I'd be done.
Dude, it'll be done. I'll be done because guess what? I'm not waiting for goddamn Game Pass games to show up because what's coming in January? I don't know. They're throwing a whole bunch of kids games in there now. The thing is like, you want to put up with it because they don't have the lineup right now of games coming out, unless you really want to play Forza and Halo. And the thing is, you don't even need to play that on a console anymore. They completely abandoned the whole notion of owning a console.
Experiences are. where their new experiences are. Like they don't take the risk like Sony does to me or Nintendo
They're not going
and give
to.
me those new
They will on the
experiences, and they're
smaller
not
games.
going
They'll take risks. But let's get a palate cleanse. I'm done with the Red Ring of
to.
Death. I think
Go ahead,
I'm gonna
man.
watch that thing though. I'm very interested in watching the ins and outs of Xbox. But I heard they even got Don Matrick back to talk about some shit, which is crazy.
Oh my god!
But I want to hear.
God,
And
they
also
fucking-
too, there was
they
some
fucking
line.
threw him on the bus.
Frog,
Oh
they
my
got
God.
some line in there from Phil Spencer saying that back in the Xbox day, the Xbox One was being outsold 8-1 by the PlayStation 4. And Phil said that in like I think episode 6 I heard. But I want to watch it for myself and see that. But I'm gonna tell you right now, we'll talk about NPDs, but like this whole stock right now, we don't really know what the ratio is. All we know that boosters in stores and people buying boosters just to have a new console on
Oh
their
shit!
shelves.
Not only booster, depends on what state you're in. My buddy's in he's in South Dakota, and he walked into the store today, and there were Series X's there. He was like,
Oh,
"Wait a
damn.
minute, when the Series X?" Yeah, there was. He said where he's at, there's just not a lot of gamers, so they put them in the stores.
Mm-mm.
And I was like, "Damn, are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah."
We're
just
gonna
sitting
do
there.
one of the
And I
reveals
was like,
though.
"Well, I guess he just lives in a place where a lot of gamers want these consoles, and he's like, fuck it." He said it was very easy to get a PS5 and a Series X. I was
Oh.
like, really? He's like, yeah, super easy.
Oh, Jack Trenton's
But
in it
once
too?
again,
No, that's true also. I gotta say it. I want to watch it. But as a palate cleanse, these are one of the announcements here. Horizon Forbidden West. My God, the transitions here.
Oh my God, that game looks so good.
And one of the things that they made a point of, I guess, is the biomes, the variety that's in here, the snow,
Yes.
the underwater, the desert, the forest. And then coming after Halo, where we'll talk about how it's just that one biome, you look at like the variation of this game and where you're gonna go with this. And her combat, the video we showed the last time, like, and these enemy designs, the scale of this stuff is crazy. Like, dude, it looks absolutely, this snake thing, oh my God. Like, and this is the one game that actually had a release date.
Oh my God, that snake
That
just
snake
blew
thing
my
was freaking
mind. When I saw that
crazy, dude.
snake, I was like, yeah,
I want to pull up the
that's
snake
something
thing.
we haven't seen. I mean, I'm playing Halo, and I'm like, who you gonna call? Not 343. You know, it's
This
just
big
it's
ass
just one of
turtle.
those things. Yeah. Oh my gosh,
Boom,
man. There's so much.
bro. Boom. Look at all the pieces going flying. Like, you can pause it, you don't have to be shy.
Look, let me tell
This
you,
friggin'
Jazz.
thing.
You
Look at this.
you say a lot of stuff that reminds me a lot of stuff from my childhood. When we start talking about the never-ending story and that big turtle, and you were with the Treyu.
Oh,
I seen
yeah.
that snake, and I seen that turtle running around the horizon. This is what I envisioned when I was younger and watching these movies. That's what my imagination gave me. But now I get to play something in reality. It has something as big and it's just got gigantic in this world. And I just think, man, like we are at the point that we are able
You're my number one customer.
really take advantage of the power of these consoles, and the sky's the limit. You, as a developer, you can create new stuff. What is the other side doing?
Probably can't. They're on a different league. Shout out to Fast Fimoa with the $4.99. He goes, the fast travel looks crazy. Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if the fast travel was like a blink of an eye like that. Like, you know, she is going to the way they cut this was like incredible. Just kind of saying like, yo, you're going to be like flying in the sky. Like, look at this scope. My God, look at this. This is gameplay. There's no head scratching. Thank you, Fimoa. There's no head scratching yet. This is gameplay. This game had a release date. This game is coming out in February. But this is not no like, hey, no release date, no year, nothing. You know? Like, look at this. Going from there, then into the water swimming. This is all new, right? New. Remember the stuff that I've been following when we've been talking about the Horizon updates. What I've been saying? I've been saying new, expanding, more, better AI, bigger, better, more combat moves, more transversal, more places you're going to. The AI is better, it detects you. You hear all this stuff. Look at that. How she uses that fast travel right there. Like, doom. And she, like, I'm telling you, it's more additive. And it's stuff that you feel that you're going to get in the next game. And then when you read about when I was reading at the same time about Halo stuff and all that other stuff, you go back and you're like, hey, we're scaling back. We're taking things away. We could always add later. We're going to see what works. We're going to see what you say and all this other stuff. And They're waiting. And then people go, you know what? Fix this, fix that. Okay, we're going to prioritize that. It's going to take time. And you hear all the scale back. And you look at this and you're just like, look at all this new stuff that you're going to be doing bigger and better than the first game. And this looks incredible, Frog. Don't you agree? Like, this is like, you know that this is not the first game. This is not the first game.
This is what, let me tell you something. This is what gaming is about. You should want bigger and better. I don't mind another Halo game, but when you give me another Halo game, give me bigger and better. Not just an open world just because you can do it. That's some Ubisoft shit. Give me bigger and better. I'm serious. Like, don't say, oh, we gave you open world just because we can. And I think that when you see what's coming this next year, I think next year was gonna be generation defining for one or two of the consoles. And I think that either people are gonna say, yes, it's definitely generation defining, or damn, like what does the opposite side got? We want more of what you guys have. And that's kind of how I see it. Like, I love owning all the consoles, but I want everything,
especially next generation.
And maybe that's, you know what's selfish to me is because one side's been giving me a lot of it and the other hasn't. Is that selfish? No.
It's your money. You invested in that platform. Like,
well, not only that, it just kind of says like, damn, like, one of you guys have been giving me some good shit, and the other guys are like, fuck it, we'll give you shit when you want to subscribe to our service.
Imagine you line up for an iPhone 14, and after you buy it, they go, yeah, no more updates and no new apps for it. Like, it is what it is, and you just bought this thing. You're like, where's the support for it? Like, when you buy a console, the games are the support for that console. Like, it's dead without software. Like, that console is just a media center without software. Remember when we were talking about, like, Enough for Me?
Mm-hmm.
But the
games,
exactly. It wasn't about the 12 teraflops, and I'm going to talk about that. I don't know if I have it on here, but like the difference of these games and the thresholds, you find that the software, the support for the console. And if the software is not delivering on the next-gen promises that they talked about, the flops and the SSDs and the power and the most powerful console we ever made, we did it, we heard you, and the console is just like, yeah, it looks all right, not bad, and you look at this, and you're like, this is what you want. I want new experiences, things bigger and better. And you know what, Noel? You can't even make an excuse to say, like, oh, well, this is it's a cross-gen game. Look at the sacrifices. I'm sure they're back-end sacrifices that are being made because it's not a full, PS5 only game. But like, look what they did with Miles Morales. Like, they made that game next-gen, even though it was a cross-platform game.
Not only did they make it next-gen, they said, hey, we can give you an experience you can't get anywhere else. You can get to 60 frames with the ray tracing, with dynamic 4K. And they're doing the same thing to Forspoken.
Oh, well, that's the next one we're going to show, Frog. Forspoken.
I'm sorry, Forspoken. My whole thing is like, that's what you say when you're going to the next generation. You say, this is what you can't do. Let's say, like we say, Miles is cross-generation. People say, it's not... Yeah, but you can't do 60 frames. You can't do the ray tracing on the PS4. There's things you cannot do if you don't have a PS5. And I'm like, well, it was worth it because now you can play at the rate you want to play, at the frames you want to play with the graphical fidelity. And I just don't think people get it. I think, oh, man.
Well, this one now, Forspoken. Now, they did. I saw there was something with a combat video that they showed, but then it got pulled down. And the combat, the AI looked a little weird. Like, it looked like almost like a Horde AI that was following her around, and she was just the effects, the magic effects that she was doing looked incredible. But like the AI just looked like a Horde AI that was going around. But then I clicked on the link, and the video was taken down. So maybe it wasn't ready for prime time. I don't know. But all I'm gonna say is, this game is like, you're like a mage, and the fighting, the effects look insane. So like, in the animals and the environment stuff. So like, and the traversal, I know people get mad as they said I say traversal here looks insane.
Yeah.
The fact that shit's just happening so fast, and she's just called a battle mage that's going around there, dude. The end, the facial animations and stuff like that. This looks like it's set up for like some primetime gaming. And this is coming out. This got a release date at the Game Awards for May. Was this May? I think this was May. So
it was supposed to be May, yes.
We got the Uncharted thing coming out, which everybody's complaining about the $10 update for that, because that's all people do is freaking complain. Then the Uncharted thing in January. Yeah, May 24th. There it is. The Uncharted in January. You have Horizon in February. Then you have Gran Turismo in March, and then you have this in May. Crazy.
If nothing gets delayed, the beginning of the year starts out really good.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
It starts out really good.
So yeah, this looks pretty cool.
By the way, if you hear if gaming in the background is too loud, let me know. I'm actually trying to finish Halo. I think I'm at the end.
All right, good.
But if you hear anything, let me know. I don't want to disrupt our conversation we're having.
Yep.
But I try to game and podcast at the same time. I try to do, I try to.
I would like to, but I can't. I got too many control. I'm a control center here going on.
Man,
So
I'm trying to focus on our conversation in game.
Yeah, the other thing that was shown, Frog, was the Hellblade stuff. Now this.
Let me pause the game.
Now you're gonna pause. All right, now
I gotta pause it on this part.
So here's the Hellblade trailer that showed.
I gotta hear what your impressions were.
Looking at Hellblade trailer. Now this. All right. So when I first saw the Hellblade trailer, I was like, "Oh wow, this looks awesome." But I remember the first game looked really awesome. And immediately we knew, and trust me, I don't know who was following up, and I remember I even did it tons of times on here, where I basically said, what they showed 2 years ago, when they showed with the Series X, when they announced it, that was not gameplay. People saying that that was and even Digital Foundry, I played it to the end, it was more smoke and mirrors that they did. That was just kind of engine asset type. It was a CGI, basically. And Digital Foundry said that, and I played it on my channel a while ago, just going like, it's smoke and mirrors what they did. This thing is gameplay. My thing is that I think it looks great. However, it definitely doesn't look as like what that initial thing showed with all the facial animations going going crazy. And it definitely looks more akin to a better looking first Hellblade. The problem that I have is what we just showed with Horizon. Look at all the new stuff that she's doing in Horizon, right? You look at this and it's like, okay, like, is this gameplay? I'm just pushing forward on the stick right now. And then now watch what happens. Ready? Now you're pushing up on the stick. You're moving the control. You're looking, right? And then what happens? It takes away control from you to look down this hallway. So now you're not playing. Or you're still pushing up, or maybe you got to hit the direction or something like that to look over there. Now you're pushing up on the stick, walking, no combat, no jumping, nothing. And combat was the biggest problem. It was very simplistic combat, very simplistic puzzles. It was more of a walking simulator with some great storytelling and audio, nonetheless. All right, now you're not controlling. Now it goes to a cutscene. Okay, and then now you see this thing. Now, the only differences I see here is that there's a little bit more scale, that they're bigger enemies. So this is something that's different that wasn't in the first game. It was definitely more grounded in the first game, where you didn't have like these huge, big giants like this. But you're not fighting this thing God of War style. And the combat really wasn't demonstrated here. So I'd say it looks good. It definitely looks like something that will say finally something to show the power of the 12 teraflop machine. But she's not doing anything drastically different than she did in the first game. And as to what gameplay it is, it's kind of like, okay, cutscene. Like all you're doing is holding up and then throwing arrows at them. It kind of looks like, okay, so now wait, is this where you would throw it? Okay, R2. Okay, he throws it. Now you do R2. The fire effect looks damn cool. The fire and stuff like that. And then I guess this is the gameplay of it. But like at first I was impressed. I was like, oh wow, this is great gameplay, but it's not of the level that they showed the last time. So we're getting Phil Nest again. Like basically we'll go into the Halo Phil Nest. How that CGI that they showed us wasn't anything part of the game. It was downgraded in the other one. And who knows if this gets downgraded from what we're seeing here. And is this running on PC? Is this running on the Series X? We have no clue. They don't do the little disclaimers captioned on a Series X like that PlayStation does. They just kind of just rolled the footage and, you know, said, yeah, that's gameplay. Oh, okay. You know, there's gameplay. She's running away. I guess that's you running. And now what happens? You take away, it goes to cutscene, and then now you have the control, and then you throw it, and then you run. And then control. So it just seems like a more of a, you know, now I guess she looks back, it takes control away from you again. And now you're going forward again. And all right, now it takes away control from you. Now it gets, or is that all cutscene? And now you just do this part. And it doesn't matter if you hit it or not because it's all on scripted events. Like she has to take this back. So yeah. And now who knows? Like there she's running back. You know, now it takes away control from you again. Like how much control is taken away from you? It seems very jarring if this is gameplay. Saying like if I'm really controlling this, how many times is the control taken away from me? Or is this kind of like hit triangle, like hold up, hit like until dawn type stuff? I don't know. They needed to show combat. They needed to show some stuff. I think they just wanted to show some spectacle. But yeah, I don't know. I think it'll look great. I think it'll look good. Like this is definitely what they need to start targeting. Like this kind of graphic fidelity. You know, it's better than, you know, coming from playing Halo and then playing, like looking at this. She's like, yeah, this is where they should be going with it. So, you know, it looks good. Like, I'm not going to say it looks horrible. No, this is what they should be doing, more of this stuff. But as to gameplay and how much you're playing, that's where the question. Like, I wish there was a little, you know, clearer define of somebody actually playing this instead of like, you know, is it cutscenes? Is it mixed with little aiming? Like, what is it? But I'm interested in it. I really like the first Hellblade. So, you know, I think definitely this is the kind of quality that they need to be targeting. It's definitely doesn't look like what they showed. And also, and cloud gaming. Oh, Jesus. And also too, was that game basically, will this be downgraded again? Like when we see it, because one of the other things, as you notice, is that there's no year, there's no date, there's no season, there's nothing. So is this kind of like you see Ninja Theory at the Game Awards and what, next year we get a release date at the next December for this game launching in 2023? Probably. This seems like the Game Awards and Ninja Theory are kind of go hand in hand. That's where Microsoft wants to show it, because they didn't show Hellblade at the at E3. So maybe, you know, they announced it at the Game Awards. They'll use Hellblade 2 at the Game Awards next year to give us a release date, which will probably be 2023. But it was 2 years, right, Frog? We didn't see it last year. Well, last year was weird. We only saw this in 2019. And now we saw it now 2 years later. So, I don't know. It's definitely the quality that they need to be targeting. Definitely. Like, better this. But what do you think,
I
Frog?
will say what I saw interests me. It very much interests me, but always sounds like I'm saying something negative, but
positivity.
No, here's the thing. Yes. Interesting, yes. But it did seem like this is still early game. And what I mean by it is like I felt like this game wasn't gonna run at a nice lot 60 frames with the fidelity we think we're gonna get. I think this game, just looking at it, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think it's more of the same of the first Hellblade. And I'm hoping I'm wrong. But just looking at it, I'm like, damn, this looks like more of the same. Which, look, don't get me wrong, I like Hellblade. I think Hellblade is good. I beat it.
Yeah.
I missed one thing to get the platinum.
Yeah, me too.
On PlayStation, I was one of the guys that was there day one supporting
thing
it.
Type thing. I missed that. Yeah.
Yeah, I missed one of them.
Yeah.
I got like 90-something%. I'm like, damn it. I'm like, you know, where the hell is my, you know, but
where the hell is my Hellblade?
Well, here's the thing. I do think that just looking at it, I'm interested, but I do think it could be more of the same. And I do think we'll get a game that it won't necessarily hit the games we're seeing on PlayStation 5 as far as like the fidelity, but I think we may get an experience that's good. I just feel
it's
like
going to be the same length. Like, do you think it's just
I
going to
think it's the
be
same.
about
Yeah, I
6
think it's the same.
hours
Yep.
campaign?
I think it's going to be, yep, more of the same.
Yeah, Booty agreed with you.
More
You
of this.
remember when Booty said that?
I think it's more of the same. Yeah. I think
Booty
it's more of the
said that
same.
if Hellblade 2, he said that, and I've shown the video here a bunch of times. He said if Hellblade 2 is the same scope and length of the first one, like, we'll consider that a success. So he
Yeah,
likes
I'll
this
consider it a
refined scope.
success,
Like, this is not going to be what. See, and that's the difference. Where if it's not, but like that's the difference is like where you see Horizon is bigger, more expansive, adding more. You look at this and it's like if this is just the same, different, same like same gameplay, different story, same length, kind of scope of it. I don't think that's a success. I think that's not what you want, especially the
let me
first
ask you a
game.
question,
But wait,
Jay.
Frog,
Do you
especially
think-
that the first game was made by 11 people and took them forever to do. And now
No, it's made by
this
more
is
people, so it
made-
should be better.
They got the biggest money funder in the thing. You would think they would take Hellblade and turn it into a huge game, like a big game in scope and scale. And maybe this is a start. I'm not saying it's not, but we don't know. And the thing is like if they're not showing that stuff and they have a problem with showing games, like we were talking about it, like playing Halo, like they could have showed so much in Halo and they didn't. And it made us people have more concerns than they probably should have had and worried about other things rather than the ones that they were just hiding. They have trouble showing games. But I think, showing this from Microsoft Studios, I think it's the most exciting purchase I think they made besides the Oblivion one. That Ninja Theory coming off of Hellblade, Bleeding Ass, will forget about that. But like, coming off of Hellblade, hopefully they could turn this into a franchise and not just kind of a 6 hour kind of graphical showpiece
more
demo.
bleeding ass.
Yeah, it's like, hey, just do Hellblade 2, but make it look great and make it 6 hours, put it in Game Pass, and we'll have like a showpiece kind of demo tech thing. I don't know. But yeah, how far away is it? I don't know.
We need more stuff like bleeding. We don't need more bleeding ass.
Booty told you it was going to be. That's right.
Original
Booty said
content.
it.
It's good.
The Booty said it. Booty said that if it's the size and scope of it, then we're happy. He said it in his thing.
And that's what I believe we get. I believe we get the size and scope, and we're happy.
Let's see. Booty
I think that
interview with Game Informer. Just to kind of back up here. Here it is. Booty. Let's see if this is it. Here it is.
We're always kind of keeping our
we
our
found
ears
Booty
open and trying to think about what makes sense. It is there is the kind of the reality that we want to make sure that the studios that we acquire are a healthy part of Xbox game studios, that we give them time to get connected. We don't want to go in and change their culture. We don't want to change how they do.
The guy
I think Ori 2 is going to be, is it a studio where in their journey and their path,
I'm not going to say
State of
I'm
Decay,
disappointed, but I still play it, but I'll be disappointed.
Objections when you go knocking on doors to acquire studios?
Right
have you
before this.
what we're looking for when
yeah.
Here it is.
what's next? I'm going to play this. What's coming?
Where is it?
Would we consider that a success?
Here it is. Listen to this,
Masterful
Grindhouse.
bit of design constraint
Wait.
recently,
Let's see his question.
Bizarre little project Hellblade was within Ninja Theory because they were still. I think.
Let's get his question. Let's get the full
has
scope.
made its way into the
Here it
studios.
is.
Yeah.
Here we go, Grindhouse.
Yeah, we visited Ninja Theory for the Hellblade cover story, and what was so fascinating about that cover story in general was just kind of what a freaky, bizarre little project Hellblade was within Ninja Theory because they were still. I think they're working on 4 projects at the time. One of them was like an early version of Bleeding Edge, I think.
Yeah.
How important do you think Hellblade was to that acquisition? Do you feel like Microsoft would have been just as interested if Hellblade didn't perform?
I know I'm asking for a lot.
Well, I think
wait, Frog.
Hellblade
Wait.
is a
Go ahead,
great thing to point out as an example because it is just a great example of the kind of game that we are looking for from the studios that we've acquired recently, which they're not going to be 90-hour AAA games, but what they are going to be are things that are super well crafted that will have as close to AAA production values as we get, but we're going to scope them so that they can be done well by a smaller studio. So I think to me, the magic of Hellblade is how well it was built, how compelling its story was, but it is a masterful bit of design constraint and scoping, so that what it does really well. And it's, it's not a 100-hour game, but the 10 to 15 hours gameplay that it is really, really well done. And so I think for us, it was more of a test case of, hey, if we were to acquire Ninja Theory and they were to just continue shipping games of the quality and scope of Hellblade, would we consider that a success? And the answer is yes. And I think that where that helps our strategy is when you think about something like Game Pass, where people are subscribing and they really want to know that there's, hey, what's next? I'm going to play this, what's coming up? Those kinds of games are great. And they're things that fit perfectly in between our bigger AAA releases. So I don't know that Hellblade was the pivot point, but it certainly was a great example or test case to prove out, what we're looking for when we acquire a studio.
So there still are those other lingering.
There you go. Design constraint, and that's in the middle of the AAA. So he's talking about Halo, Gears, and Forza, and all the other stuff is going to be scope. Snackable, as Malesko said. Yeah. There. Now, listening to that, does that sound like Hellblade is going to be... He said what Hellblade is going to be a 10-hour game, what it was. All the money that Microsoft has. Bigger, better? We'll see. Constraint. Scaled back. Do you hear all that stuff, dude? Do you hear that? Does that sound exciting? And why? And this is the problem. Why is it like that? Why are they buying these studios to make AA service games? Why? Because of Game Pass. This does not get me exciting for the future of gaming. This sounds like, ADD gaming. Just give me something that I could play with for a few hours, tweet about it, and then I'll move on. Game Pass is awesome. And people want to invest in hardware, invest in services, invest in Red Ring of Death posters and 20,000 controllers and all the SSDs in the world, external hard drives at $200. Let's put them in. For what? For snackable future? For small games? And then the big ones are Frankenstein. The big ones are piecemealed. It's not even that you're getting the full $70 game in akin to Uncharted, God of War, or even Gears 3 and Gears 2. No, you're getting those games Frankenstein, broken apart, episodic, scaled back. Monetizations, randomized wheels, gift cards. All the finesse, all manipulated into these big games that are supposedly their big games. All finessed in there. And then the studios that we don't know, the stuff that we don't see. Snackables. As close to AAA as we can get. No 90-hour games. I don't know. This was before Starfield. Maybe Starfield's an exception to the rule. But this don't sound like an exciting future. This sounds like the ADD game. And it's all because of Game Pass. All right? Forza and Halo. Halo Frankenstein. Forza is the only exception to the rule. But there you go. Is Hellblade going to be bigger, better, 20 hours, open world, God of War style, next gen Horizon taking advantage of the 12 teraflop? I don't know. It looks all right. But it's going to be in the size and scope of probably the first one. More of the same. And he says that's a success. That's the key that gets me. Where he's like, if they're just doing what they're doing, that's a success. And it's like, why would you buy them? You would think that with your funding and gaming experience, you would take that franchise that had success and blow it up. You would do the Uncharted 2 to the Uncharted 1. You would do the God of War 3 to the God of War 1. You would do Horizon Forbidden West to what Horizon 1. You would do what Gears 2 did to Gears 1. What Halo 2 and Halo 3 did to Halo 1. You would blow it up. Why would you say, give me more of the same? And that's successful. We will see. So, there you go. Booty clapping in the streets. We found them. Put Booty back in the closet. Booty, get back in there. Phil says you can't talk anymore. You said too much to know that you said too much. Go get in there, Booty clapping. We'll turn it off, Booty clapping. But yes. So we'll see. Hellblade, look good. Not going to say it look bad. This is the quality that I want out of them. We'll see what they do with Hellblade. I'm very excited because I do like Hellblade. But we will see what they do. And speaking of studio acquisitions, Frog, did you see that other studio acquisition from Sony? That wasn't on the topics list, but we got that. Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. They worked on a lot. They're supporting right now God of War. What are they called? Affinity? Who are they? They were called, let's see, Grinders. Who are they called? What was that Sony studio? They just announced that out of the blue. Like, hey, we bought somebody. Is it Valorant? Who was it? X-Freeze Bootleg. I don't know. Grinders going wild in the chat. Hit that like button, Grinders. Hit the subscribe if you're new. Super chat's working. And join the Grindhouse. You want to be a VIP grinder. We got a new one, Cyber Dragon, newest member of the VIP Grindhouse. Shout out to Cyber Dragon. But yeah, anybody. What was the name of that studio? Frog, what was the name of it? Research. Who's the name of that Sony studio?
Hold on, I'm looking.
The hell is it? Let me see. Valkyrie Studios. They're working on they were working on a God of War. They worked on Halo. They worked on Forza. They worked on a whole bunch of like a support studio, located in out in Seattle, I think. They're located at they're in California, I think. Valkyrie Studios just picked up another one. Support studio. Interesting. Sony bought a whole bunch of studios, dude. They're buying a bunch. But you want to know what? It's sort of like, that's nice. It's not this event. Sony's not like tune in in January 15th where Shuhei and Herman Holtz talking about the quality of the games and Jim Nasty, Gordon Ramsay Ryan.
Enough from me. We're gonna have the games do our talking.
We're all gonna sit around and talk to the devs at Valkyrie Studios and talk about what their plans are for working with us and how excited they are to be part of the Sony family. Tune in on January 15th at 2 o'clock where we sit around and talk about what the potential is of this partnership. Now. Wait to E3 when we're going to come and do a show. Wait a second. Before we even talk about it, let me tell you about who we bought. No, Sony don't do that. They just buy your shit, put it in the background, around burner, and go, yeah, we partner with them. Let's go. We'll talk to you when we got some games to do the talking. Microsoft made it a friggin' event. E3 event. Announcements. Instead of games, let's talk about who we bought. Instead of telling you more about friggin' the Starfield, let's sit around and look in Jim Hines and Pete Hines' face and Todd Howard. Let's stare at him and go, wink, wink. What do you got coming for us?
Oh, shit, the Grindhouse.
Oh, shit. There we go. We knew it. It's about that time, Grindhounds. About that time.
Yeah, you said Pete Hines and Phil Ness, and they just went off.
All right. We got next topic. We're going to shoot down these real quick right now until we get to the Halo stuff. We go here. NPDs, Frog. So, according to the NPDs, we were correct. I told you guys, you hit that like button. You listen to us.
That Call of Duty wasn't going to be the biggest selling shit this year. Come on now.
Come on, dude. Like, what are we doing here? Come on. Call of Duty, of course, was going to be the top seller.
It doesn't matter how much people hate Call of Duty. It's going to fucking sell.
Wait. Well, I got the year to date. Where's the other one? Yeah. Top games over all platforms.
You can hate Call of Duty as much as you want, but I tell you what. Let me tell you something.
It's a juggernaut.
Call of Duty is a more and a better polish as far as together title for the money than Halo is. You get more for your bang for your buck.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how much you hate Call of Duty or you don't like this, the bottom line is when you go out there and you spend your money on Halo and Call of Duty, you're going to get more bang for the buck. I'm a huge Halo fan, but guess what? I got to acknowledge it. Fucking Call of Duty gave me a lot of shit for $69.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't feel like I was ripped off. Yeah, World War II, I may not want to be that genre of the game, but guess what? At the end of the day, multiplayer, check. Single player, check.
Yeah, I've been playing that
They didn't
campaign.
have
It's
to
pretty
give
good.
look. They didn't have to give me zombies, but they gave it to me. Oh, and by the way, multiplayer, does it have all the game modes? Check, 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 check. Guns, check, check, check. Battle Pass, check, check. There's so many checks that, and that's what I'm saying. How did Halo get this shit so wrong with not just following simple Call of Duty? Just, I don't get it. How do you get something as wrong as like a Battle Pass and fuck it up? Call of Duty laid it out for you. Fortnite laid it out for you. How do you fuck it up? How? You know why you fuck it up? Because you Game Pass everything and you say, well, Game Pass the future. Well, if this is our future, it's a pretty shitty future.
Yeah.
Pretty shitty future.
Well,
what kind of future do we have? What kind of future do we have if this is how we're expecting games to be produced and a service? I don't know what the next Halo looks like. This game is going to last for 10 years, great. But what does Halo really look like? In 10 years?
Who knows? But
it's
look
scary.
Do you see? I thought there were Forza Horizon 5 came in 4th, but I thought there were 10 million people playing that thing.
No, you know what? Look,
I told you it was from the scoreboard. The biggest Forza yet.
All the time, man.
It sold. I wonder how much of that stuff was Steam. We don't know how much Steam is carrying the because now they muddy the water now. You don't know how much it's selling on the console because they throw Steam in there. But obviously Forza Horizon, they said 10 million people playing it. 10 million people that would expect it sold 10 million, right? I don't know. So I guess it didn't, and it came in 4th too. It came in behind Battlefield, Call of Duty, and Pokemon. So
this is what I'll say. Forza is a great game, right? But it's like a Call of Duty game.
Sold 10 million.
It's a game you get when you're like, I don't know what car game to get this year. Get Forza because it's a play it safe game. It's super casual and friendly. Yeah, but what I'm saying is you don't get Gran Turismo if you're not into like really deep in the car sim. You get Forza because it's played safe. I can just drive around for a while and play it safe, but you don't get a game that like Gran Turismo that you got to be serious about because then you screw yourself because you're like, damn, what are all the other hardcore guys getting? Well, if you're really hardcore in the racing, you're going to get Gran Turismo. But if you want to play it safe, get Forza. Forza. So my whole thing is like, there's nothing on the NPD that we said that wasn't you couldn't have seen it. A blind man could have seen this. Halo was going to be nowhere probably on there because of when it launched in December. Now December, do I expect Halo to be on there? I would hope it's on there. But I'm going to tell you this, Jazz, because I know we're going to get into Halo topics. Compared to all of the achievements I've been getting in this game, I don't know who the fuck is playing this game outside of me. I'm getting some dude, I got an achievement today. It was like 0.28% of people got this achievement. I was like, yo, 0.28% of people got this achievement? Am I the only one playing this game? What's going on here? But I guess people maybe they're just not interested as it seems to be. I love Halo as a franchise. I won't ever not buy a Halo.
Yeah.
Same with the Gears and some of the other ones. But I kind of look and say, Microsoft needs to give their studios the ability to say, hey, you guys need to go ahead and make something else. You guys at 343, get a new project. You guys at Playground, get a new project. We don't even need you make. Instead of Microsoft saying, no, you guys need to do Fable, let these guys make something new. Then it's not a racing game.
What do you think about about Battlefield? Battlefield came up there too, pretty too in the NPD, and then we have.
I expect the Battlefield to do pretty good.
You know what's interesting, Frog? We got you still have Ghost of Tsushima down there, the top 20.
Yeah,
and you still got Miles Morales on 13. Animal Crossing, Back for Blood is hanging in there, dude. Like it was 2 and dropped to 15.
The fact that Miles Morales is still on there.
That's over a year.
That should say something to people. I don't know. Jazz, I don't. Man, and a lot of me is saying I don't really know what more to say to people other than as much as I can tell you the franchises I love. I honestly think that the franchises that people think that are going to be good, that you can read it with all day I can read. You can read it. You can say, "Hey, Call of Duty is going to sell. It's going to sell big. It doesn't matter if it's and guess what, Jazz? Here's the thing: NPD this year, when Call of Duty hits next year with another Modern Warfare game, oh, it's going to
Back
destroy
for
everything.
Peers, oh Jesus. Dude, but Frog, you want to go right back to the hardware? Go to the hardware. Like the software, I think was pretty disinteresting. Like it was like Call of Duty, Battlefield, Pokemon, Forza. Like it's great having Forza up there. Like and the fact that it did sell. So like I guess a lot of Xbox guys got it on. A lot of console guys got it through Game Pass, and a lot of PC guys bought it on there. It's a good game, but I heard 10 million sales and all this other stuff. And I was like, dude, that means it'll be bigger than Call of Duty and Battlefield. I guess not. Like it was. So I guess that scoreboard didn't reflect sales. Which player counts don't reflect sales. That's why sales show what people are spending the money on. Player counts could show interest. They could show and which is very fickle. Look at the Halo numbers going up and down every friggin' night. Like the viewership is going down and it goes up a little bit with new content.
We got breaking news.
What happened?
So I'm playing my Xbox Series X and my Halo game has officially for the first time crashed. Once I made it to the last little part of the third island or the last island, it crashed. It gave me a fuzzy screen and my Xbox Series X has completely reset. It's resetting itself to the boot up screen. I don't know what's going on. Wow, it's my first time, so I can't, knock it. But wow. This is the third time I've had a problem. Oh shit, it's Phil Spencer. How you doing, Phil?
You were talking about the quality of my games? Well, I just hit you with a Phil-ness. You wouldn't let me in when I was knocking on that door, sending those grindhounds after me.
Listen here, Phil. I'm sitting here drinking some Crown Royal peach tea, and your game is crashing on me. I just want to know what happened to your battle pass in Halo. Can you tell me about that, Phil?
I'll tell you this though. I'm excited about the missions in Halo you're not playing yet. So hopefully when your Xbox resets, that you will be enjoying those missions that I'm glad to show you. But for now, I just said you've been Phil-nessed. Oh yeah. We don't talk about battle passes. We talk about donuts. Did you wait a second? We're not going to talk about Halo. Did you see that Xbox Ring of Death poster? Oh, Frog couldn't stand me. I chased him out of this show. Phil-ness rules, baby. Oh yeah. I kicked him out of this show. Frog's gone. Ooh yeah.
All right, Phil.
I'm out of here. See you guys later. You've been Phil-nessed.
Damn, that Phil Spencer, bro. He kicked you out of freaking Discord. Holy shit, he's powerful, man. He is the power of the internet.
He kicked me out of Discord, and then I to come back in.
He pinged you. He pinged your Xbox. He saw you talking shit about his hardware and his games. So Phil-ness.
Well, the thing is, I just hit 925 achievements out of 1,600. And I guess that's why he Phil-nessed me. He said, "Oh shit, he's at the end of Halo." Oh hell no.
Phil-ness, man, he kicked him out of Discord.
You got 97% of all your armor that you can find out of 34 pieces, and only 0.5% of people got this. Hey, we got to do something to stop this guy. He's playing too much Halo.
Playing too much. Too much.
Holy shit!
You're flying through that Game Pass. But Frog, one of the things
2-3% of people got the audio log. We got to stop this guy.
I got to get the booty.
We don't want him to get this. Oh, come on, man.
Dude, we got to talk about the hardware thing. So the hardware, just as we predicted, we said that the Xbox Series console it was going to win NPD over the PlayStation, obviously, because Booster was everywhere. Booster. He was like, he got the Booster. I'll come in here for Turbo Man, and then there's Booster. And I was like, I don't want Booster. It's like, but that's all that's there. And my son, he needed it, so I had to get him Booster. And then I went home, and he's like, I don't want Booster. And then I was like, I had to bring Booster back to the store. And then there's nothing else to buy. And then I was seeing all the movies and all the discs, and the discs don't work in Booster. This Booster's a piece of shit. I don't want Booster. I wanted the Turbo Man. And I went to the store at Best Buy and I asked for Turbo Man. And I was like, where is it? And they told me all they got was Booster. And I was like, stop it. Stop it. I want Booster out. I want Turbo Man. And they laughed at me and joked at me and made me a fool. And then I looked a fool on Christmas Day when my son opened up Booster and gave me a kick in the balls and said, fuck you, this is shit. Yes, the ruining kids' Christmas is here because Booster was everywhere, everybody.
Oh, he was
Booster was everywhere. They were airdropping that shit. He was outside going, look at the chopper. Here it comes. Booster getting airdropped. They dropped Booster from the friggin', they dropped them down, man. Booster was everywhere, obviously. And if you look, you know, just like we said, what's his name? Our good friend, Matt Piscatella. Matt Piscatella basically said it's all about a stock. It's whatever's in stock is going to sell. And, oh, actually, I bookmarked it. Whatever, here it is. Where is it? Where is it? He goes right here. He goes, what is in stock? It's about a sale of stock. Here it is. He goes, what? Yeah, here it is. He responds to Tom Warren, our good friend. It's all about stock. The console with the most units in market will lead the charts. Will likely be the case for a long while. And there you go. So we said Booster's there. And you know what? It was pretty toned down. Nobody was celebrating, running in the streets, taking off their pants, you know, congratulating Phil, slapping asses, grabbing asses. Nobody was doing that. Oh, back to the Hellblade conversation. Here's a before and after. This is 2 years ago, and now downgrade confirmed. Yeah, I do agree. Let's see what the next one looks like in a year or so from now. But downgrade is confirmed here on Hellblade. Not saying it doesn't look, it looks bad, but that first one, everybody's saying that was friggin' gameplay. Blew it out your ass with your deltas and betas and horse shit. You're talking out your ass. I could have told you that wasn't gameplay, but people want to believe it. Now they're going to get confirmed with the downgrade. There you go. Told you. Anyway, back to the sales thing. So, yeah, one of the other things I was noticed that was the year over year was down, obviously, because last year there was hardware in stock. So it's really a stock issue this year. And it has been.
Sure is.
Frog, we said
it's always been that. Yeah.
The Switch is, I can't even Switch in one NPD, though. Jack, Switch wasn't nowhere.
It doesn't take a genius to realize that, right? You can kind of look at the market and predict the market. You can, and here's the other thing. You can look at a console, see a game that's announced, and you can kind of, I'm going to be honest with you, you can kind of somewhat predict what that game will sell and what it will kind of do, where people will gauge it, even score. We've kind of, I would say, through a full year of these new console launches, for the most part, we've been right, very close to right on console sales, on game sales, on game Metacritic numbers. And I don't think it's by chance. I think you can kind of see the writing on the wall. Whether you like the game or not, you can kind of predict, hey, I think this is going to get this is going to get that.
Yeah.
And it's kind of one of those things like when you look at Halo, I'm like, you know what? It's a very easy market for this game to get this score, and it scored what I thought it was going to get. And like I said, I'm on the last island.
Well, we'll talk Halo. Wait, we'll talk Halo in 1 second.
There's so much I got to say about Halo.
All right, we're going to talk about Halo.
It's just it's so.
One last thing I want to bring up is this Delta shit, right? Because Buck Ross is bringing up there about these deltas and stuff, and then we had people going around like just talking about these deltas and what I heard and all this other stuff. And now we got another game, even though it's not a very impressive game. This Phoenix Point Behemoth outsells. You know, it has a 4K 60 frame mode in it, but on the Xbox Series X, it's locked at 50 frames per second to hit 4K because it can't do the 4K 60. You know, this is the thing. We've seen that the Xbox Series X has yet to really flex anything, and the PS5 is really demonstrating that it's made to play games and better optimized. And I think hardware raw power, you look at it and basically you say like, okay, well, yeah, this is on paper. But what's interesting is that during that time, everybody was rolling around going the deltas and all this other stuff. The main thing is that people were saying, like here, it's about the games. It's about the games. The software will demonstrate the hardware. You could sit here and say, well, it has the potential. And if you want to run with that, you can. But you're not developing these games. The demonstration is going to be in the games. And yet we yet to see that the Series X is being that much more powerful than the PlayStation 5. And I don't even think it's a question of power. It's about optimization. And that's the thing that Sony did. They went with, and you know what's funny? Is that this is not new. This is not new, everybody. Because we went through this with the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro. The Xbox One X was so much more powerful, but they tried to brute force it, and the Pro was running games smoother, even though it was weaker. Nonetheless, some of the Sony exclusive games actually look better than anything that was on a Series X. And it wasn't until basically Red Dead Redemption, a multiplat, to kind of show very few on your fingers of how many games took advantage of that extra power. Microsoft wasn't making any games for it. That's you sit there. But the reason why, and I don't give a shit about Phoenix Point, and I don't care about these things, but all I'm saying is that this whole thing, this is not just them. It was a whole bunch of stuff, and I blame Microsoft too, because they were the ones that were pushing all this bullshit down everybody's throat, and everybody drank the Kool-Aid or the Phil Ness juice. The power, most powerful console we ever made, the most powerful this, the most that, and everybody just ran with it, going, it's going to outshine the PlayStation. And we heard it for over 2 years before this console released with no games. And Sony is demonstrating that. We look at Horizon and go, oh my God, how many teraflops? Who? Teraflop who? And things like this. I chatted with a few this stuff. Like, yeah. I chatted with a few devs and they confirmed the power difference is quite staggering. However, they said it doesn't mean you can't make good games. What? What? These families don't care and they're rattled. What? 2 years of this horse shit. That's why every time, no matter what game gets it, the PlayStation advantage over the Xbox gets put on the Twitters. You want to know why? Because we heard 2 years of this stuff. The magnets, taking it apart, rubbing nipples, all this bullshit. And it said it's all about the games. Staggering. But don't worry, that doesn't mean there's no good games for PlayStation. Excuse me? Who are you trying to fearmonger? But this is the shit we were saying. March 2020, there you go. Project Scarlet, we won't be undersold. The powers. Staggering. But don't worry, PlayStation, you'll get some good games, even though the power is huge. Who was you talking to? The guy that made the fucking bicycle game that goes downhill? Some indie game is like, you know what? I could put a couple extra bicycles. The power's huge. Get out of here. Yeah, I talked to some devs too. They say the Xbox is a piece of shit. Should I put that on Twitter? Frog, you talked to some devs too. They said the Series X is worth the Xbox piece of shit, isn't it? I talked to some devs. Me too. They told me about the power. It was just staggering. They told me over brunch. They gave me a mimosa, said that Xbox is a piece of shit. I talked to devs. Get the fuck out of here. Just waste my time. I'll waste my time. Get off my screen. The deltas. And the deltas will completely be clowned because people use that as a way to kind of market this Xbox. That's the thing. Downhill domination. Is that the name of it? But this is the stuff that just went wild. It's a waste of time. But it's just, they spent years and a half showing this stuff, and basically, it's not amounting to anything. Didn't have a goddamn launch lineup. But now, the other thing I wanted to show here was the this other thing, because we talk about stock, right? And this is interesting. So that's what I mean. Even if these games don't mean anything, like some of these games, the fact that there's deltas and the fact that the PS5 is running it better than the Series X shows that it's about the games. Let the games do the talking and not the hardware. And they'll fall from Microsoft or even Sony's goddamn bullshit. It's about the games you play and the games that they show. And Sony's taking advantage of its hardware with the games that they're playing just at launch time with Demon's Souls and Miles Morales that we just talked about still in the NPDs. I think Forza 5, Horizon 5 is doing a good job. But the thing is that messaging was all throughout the years. So every time a game comes up that's running PS5 beta, yeah, that stuff's going to come back. Because you were hyping something without seeing the games. You were hyping teraflops on hardware, things that are ambiguous to us as a gamer. We're not touching that stuff. It's not like I can open it up and fix it and mod it. Whatever I buy is whatever I buy. That had no effect. I never see anybody hyping up graphics, a graphics card in a console or the power of a console before even seeing the games that could run on the console. But that's what people did. Grinding my gears. Because I was like, it's about the games. Now we see the games and now we see what's going on. And hopefully, maybe they're still learning. I guess the tools still didn't come. Tool man, where are the tools? Are they still waiting for the tools? They need the hammers, the nails, the screws. Well, they got the screws because they screw you all the time. But, and maybe on paper. But again, I wouldn't be talking about tech on paper or even what devs are saying until I saw the product. It's like hyping up the ingredients before actually making the dish. The person says, hey, this food doesn't taste good. What are you going to do? Go, you know what? I use the best chicken. I have the best chicken in the neighborhood. Yeah, you overcook it and give it to somebody, they're going to think it's a piece of shit. So it doesn't matter if it's the best chicken. It's how you prepare it. How does that chicken go with the other things on the plate? That's what you do. That's why the end meal matters. You could use great ingredients, but you could mess it up. Just because you have great ingredients doesn't mean that it's going to be an incredible dish. So, wise up, dude. I wouldn't be hyping ingredients before I saw the product. But, that stuff happens. And anyway. The other thing that came up, too, was this United States little tracker here. I had this on here for quick thing here. And then we're going to get into the thing. But look at this. So, the most popular from electronics in the USA, basically, they ran this report from data searching and stuff like that, and it looked at, what are the most, searched items per state. And, yeah, I don't see Booster anywhere. I don't see Xbox anywhere. The green is TVs. But you got PlayStations in Maine, PlayStations in Connecticut, PlayStation Pennsylvania. You got TVs in New Jersey, PlayStations in North Carolina, PlayStations in Tennessee, PlayStations all in the Midwest, Texas PlayStations, Switches out here, PlayStation Nevada, damn, Switch over here. What is this? Indiana? And the TVs. They want TVs over there. Switch in Illinois? Dude. All you see is blue. Well, the Switch is blue. Not a lot of iPad. Per pink. Oh, there's some iPads. These are iPads. Okay, they're not TVs. Kindles. They want Kindles in over here. Look at this. I don't know. Anybody's in Idaho. Idaho wants the crock pots. So New Hampshire wanted crock pots too. Gotta get that stew going. West Coast is messed up. Dude, they want the Switch, man. They're on the move. The West Coast. Yo, Homestead, Ohio is embarrassing. Dude, they want TVs. TV's all right. Maybe they already got the console. They want the TVs. Florida wants TVs. What the hell are these? Oh, is that an Apple TV? Oh, it's a Roku. What? A Roku? Georgia wanted Rokus. Is that Georgia? That's not Georgia. That's South Carolina wanted Roku's. Georgia wanted AirPods. Dude, look at this bracket right here. PlayStation Nation's down here in the South. Alaska, they want some TVs. I thought that I want Booster out here in friggin' Hawaii. But yeah, it's interesting. I don't see Xbox, but, you know, it shows the stock wins, right? Not one state searching for Xbox. Well, they're searching, but it's not the most popular. They're switching PlayStations, dude. But Booster sold the most. Most wished for. Oh, that's what it is, Dominic. Crockpots for all those taters in Idaho. That's what it is. I don't know, man. Not even in Seattle, like Xbox home territory over here. Washington. They got Switch, man. Switch Nation. PS5 in Tennessee. Yeah. Yo, New York, what's going on, New York? New Jersey, they want iPad. They want iPads in New Jersey. New York, they want Switches. And then Pennsylvania wants the PlayStation, which that's interesting. Cause I thought Pennsylvania, I don't know. Looks like the big, like even Massachusetts wanted iPads. Maine wants a PlayStation. They bring this shit up here. Florida's like shit. Put the TVs. What's up, beef stew now? All right, we're gonna get into Halo talk. Let's go. We're going Halo. Test Halo. All right, next topic. We got some Halo impressions here. Frog's ready. So, you saw the stream. I've been streaming Halo. Almost done at the end. Frog just about to finish it after he just got Phil Nest. And yeah, so let me just give some impressions with campaign impressions for Halo. Last week we talked about the reviews, right? So my thing is, and I thought it was pretty funny. Shout out to J-Dub here, what he did here. I thought it was pretty interesting is that after those glorious reviews came out, right? The all of a sudden people started kind of talking about, hey, you know, the 343 with the contractors and Jason Schreier's article. Paul Tassi saying he felt that the map feels unfinished. IGN going, the campaign won't let you replay its story missions, but 10 out of 10. Okay, we don't mention that in the 10 out of 10. You know, Linneman going with 60 mode. VRR isn't working correctly, so the 120 mode. So like a lot of the kind of the bullshit flowed to the top here, right? After those glorious reviews, they're back. Halo's back, right? Well, before I get to the Schreier's thing, let me just give you my impressions, right? So this is it. And then Frog will do his. Dude, I'm just going to put the picture up here. This is one of my major problems right now as I'm playing the game. The graphics, all right? But the issue I have is I feel like there's a lot of fluff. A lot of reused assets, a lot of reused gaming mechanisms. And that's one of the things that kind of grinds my gears about it. I feel like it's a little artificially lengthened from that. So this is what I'm saying.
You're my number one customer.
Oh, Bendova. Oh, Jesus, what a name. With the $2, he goes, I can't wait myself to play Halo, Jez. Help me. I can't will myself to play Halo. Jez, let me tell you. Okay, so let's go. As you know, I played all the Halos before. I played all the Halos things. Halo's my favorite franchise. The thing I have is I feel the first mission, when you open it up, was great. It was that set piece thing that I was looking for, that I was concerned with. It was this kind of, you're getting into, and I'm not going to talk spoilers, but basically, you know, you go into a ship and you leave the ship exploding and using the grappling hook, which I think the grappling hook is a really good thing that they added, because it would have been a slog if you didn't have that mobility with the grappling hook. But the first, let me get into the gameplay. The gameplay it's Halo. You know, you're fighting the same enemies. You got your Covenant. You have your Covenant. You have your elites. You have your brutes and all that stuff. The campaign, it flows really well because it's very, very. I don't know what's going on my stream. It's all like flipping out here, but it's very focused. Like the story is very, very focused, and you play a few missions in the beginning, and when you do that in the beginning, it's more of that linear type Halo. Then it opens up into this open world, and that's kind of where they kind of introduce you to this open world where they show some icons. They almost pulled like an Assassin's Creed type style where they kind of showing you some icons and things like that. And then you could go here, you can go there, you can do this. I did a couple of side missions, but majority I went right for the the main mission. And you could enter in different ways. Like you could enter in through the back door, or you could enter through another area. And you could kind of approach it different ways. But there's not too much variety in how you approach it because basically everybody just kind of finds you and starts coming after you. Like there's no kind of stealth type thing where you hide in. Is it lagging? Yeah, I don't know what's going on with my thing. I think I'm gonna shut down this. Hold on, I think I might have too many of these things open. Let's see. Let's see if that fixes the stream. So I might have too much of this Safari open. Let me know if it's still doing it. So I might have to do another. Let me see. Is it running better now? Yeah, I think what I did was I know I've been having some issues with my friggin' internet. We had so much wind here and stuff like that. I didn't say I had any things. Let me look at it on the thing. Hold on. Let's see. It's still lagging. All right. They're good now. Okay, good. Yeah, they had too many browsers open trying to stream at the same time. So, yeah, like it opens up, and I feel like the open world was there. And I was like, oh, this is look pretty interesting. I'm like, I'm gonna kind of drive around here and then things like that. But what happened is that it felt very samey. Like the side missions were kind of similar to the main missions, and one of the other issues is that as you're going through the game, it kind of funnels you down the path it doesn't tell you like, hey, you're gonna go through a bunch of single player missions now, linear missions, but you can't go back to the open world, and they fly you to different places and stuff like different parts of the map, and basically it doesn't feel fresh. I think the gameplay is there. The dialogue, and this was the one that pissed me off, is I felt like the dialogue and the gun sounds, the sounds was so great. Like the audio and the character bickering and stuff, the AI is a lot better than what they showed. And they marketed incorrectly. They should have shown more of that. And, they caused a lot of kind of concern, especially on my end, by not really demonstrating the game. Oh, no. The stream went down and it came back up again. I don't know what the hell's going on. Is my stream still up? Yeah, it is. I think it is. Ugh, I don't know what the hell's going on. Crashed. Something's going on in my... Frog, you there? I want to make sure I'm all back on the audio.
I sure am here.
All right. Yeah, I think the stream keeps going down. I don't know what's going on.
No, the stream is acting funny tonight. We're getting Phil Nest.
Phil Nest, man. They're trying to come after us. Your audio is...
Yeah,
man. Hold on. I'm going to fix this thing.
Yeah. I finally fixed my Series X. This is... I'm going to say this, man. This console is... It's a pretty cool console. I really just wish they just call it Xbox One Series X. Yes, it would have confused people, but I honestly think that they just should Xbox One. In all intents purposes, this is an Xbox One. Nobody can tell me anything differently with this console. It's an Xbox One, and I don't have a problem with that, right?
Yeah.
Because everything I'm playing on it, like the way I'm using it, it's an Xbox One, and I'm cool with that. But don't lie to me and tell me it's it's a new generation and it's so different when it's very similar to what I was doing last generation with my Xbox One X.
But
If
what
that
did you
is
think
called
of the game? Like when you played Halo, like did you like the beginning
okay,
and then when it opened
here-
up, like what
here's
did you feel?
here's what I'm saying. When I started playing it, I'm a huge Halo fan, super excited at the beginning. There are some things I didn't understand, like the whole fight with Atriarchs at the beginning.
Oh,
I
we'll
wish
talk
I could.
story. I'll get into the story
No,
stuff. First, I wanted to say
I
gameplay wise.
I think gameplay wise, they hit the mark. They got it.
Yes.
I do think that, and I said this with the multiplayer. I do think that they could have kept the boost dash, the shoulder charge, in Halo Infinite.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why that's a pickup now. But for gameplay just alone, they hit the mark. Like it's Halo with some slight improvements. I do kind of wish that the moves we had in Halo 5 were just the same, and they added like the shield drop and other stuff because I feel like there's certain things in the game I don't use as much. Like I'm playing through the story mode, all I use is the grapple hook. I
Yes.
very rarely use anything else other
Mhm.
than grapple hook. I've maxed everything out, and there is a trophy glitch. I'm not a trophy, sorry. Achievement glitch where like I maxed everything out, and for some reason or another, I didn't get those achievements. It didn't give it to me. Like, and they're just like max out your shield, max out this, max out that. I'm like, yo, I did that. Why didn't they give it to me? For some reason, it didn't give it to me. So I don't know why it didn't give it to me, even though it clearly shows me max. Here's one thing. There's a glitch. There's a glitch within this game where it will show that you got the achievement, but then when you go into say, for instance, compare it with somebody, it'll say you don't have it. So this game, it's still a work in progress. Um, but just the gameplay wise, I think they nailed the gameplay. I really think they nailed it. I don't have any big qualms with just me playing this game. I have no problems with just what the gameplay is. None.
Yeah.
None at all. None.
Okay. Yeah, but what about like the enemy variety?
Well, as far as I've seen so far, is like what, one or two new enemies?
Yeah. They're the ones with the little shield armor
Right.
and then the flying
Yeah.
things.
The flying thing. So I will say that I kind of wish there was more. I do think that the enemies are unique in a sense of like I've said this before. I walked up on some grunts. They were asleep,
Yes.
and they were asleep, and they were dreaming about me killing the demon, which is me, Master Chief. And just their conversation when they're asleep, I sat there and listened to their dialogue, and it wasn't repetitive. They were talking about different stuff. One thing I will say is like the enemy variety. Like if you see an enemy and it doesn't notice you, you really get to take a look at the detail on the enemy. It's pretty detailed. Like the grunts are super detailed. It's very believable that they're some kind of a dinosauric, maybe kind of species. Like they're pretty interesting. On the flip side of that, what I'll say is like I do wish that we had some other enemies in here that were newer.
Yeah.
Where I'm going in the story so far, I'm kind of like, huh. I'm a little like I don't know how I'm gonna take the
They
ending.
keep referring to a new enemy, like
Yeah,
the endless,
they
basically.
refer
Like, and they
they
already.
refer
Yeah.
to a new, yeah, they refer to a new enemy consistently, and I don't know, like this
Well, if they
game,
are a
like
new enemy, who knows? Maybe they had a flood renamed. Who knows? That's a
right,
motif that I'm seeing is everybody has like bootleg names to them and stuff like that.
what I'll say is this game and what I'm playing, it definitely 110% feels like they wanted to have the multiplayer there with your friends day one. It feels like that. When I'm playing through the story mode, I consistently feel like they want me to the mission structure and the way I'm doing stuff, it was meant to be multiplayer. It was meant to
Yeah.
be with friends. I don't
Even,
think this
even when you go into the
this
campaign
game,
frog, like it says, like you're
yeah,
a fire team leader, like you're supposed to go in with a
yeah.
group. Like it's weird.
And if you ever notice that when you start your single player campaign,
Yeah,
your friends can join you, but they just can't come in with you.
exactly.
Because
It's so strange.
so
Yeah.
I do think this game was meant to be multiplayer. I think there's a lot of stuff that was cut from this game, and I think, in my personal opinion, is they definitely should have delayed this. And as bad as people may say, "Oh, well, I need it, I want it," I think the experience with me being able to play with my friends, my son, feels like that when I'm playing. Me being able to have just certain aspects of the game modes, like they updated the multiplayer from what I heard. I haven't played the game.
Yeah.
So there's so many things about this game that I can't say it's a perfect game. As of right now, this game right now is sitting at I would say probably a solidified 8 for me. The ending may drop at a point. I don't know. It's going to depend on the ending, how I feel about it.
Yeah.
But I think that it's not a 10. Everybody that gave it a 10 needs to really reconsider their whole thinking of just games. When you give something a 10, it's the top of the top. It's a cream of the crop. It's like there's almost, it's not a perfect game, but there's almost, you can say there's really no flaws you can find. And I find so many flaws in this game, and I'm not looking for them. There's so many flaws in this game that previous Halos didn't have, and I'm not looking for them. The fact that they made it open world, I think, was the right move. But I said this before, and I'm gonna say this again. Expect this game to be like a Destiny type game where you get
Dylan says that. Dylan Rafferty
$39.99.
says that. Destiny
Yeah, you're gonna get
coming.
$39.99 campaigns, and I'm cool with that if they can intrigue me and I'm there with my friends. And here's the thing. I wonder how they do this with Game Pass involved. Do they say, well, if you're in Game Pass, you get all that stuff? Or, hey, you only get this and all the extra stuff you got to pay for? Because
yeah,
I
that's
think
something
what
you
they
brought
do.
up was like, you
Yeah,
know, you think
I
that
think,
it's going to be like Destiny expansions where,
yes,
you know, maybe
yes,
in Game Pass, like, and I think you said it was like Hive Busters. Like in
yeah,
Game
that's,
Pass,
yep,
you got Hive Busters included with Gears. However, if you
there you
didn't, it
go.
was a $20 DLC. So
And I
maybe
think
their
that's
next
what they're doing.
so maybe their next expansion is going to be like a $30 expansion, another part of the
And
Halo ring,
here's the
and you
thing,
get
Judge.
it in Game Pass.
I don't have a problem with that, right? The problem I do have is if what you're giving me is just if it can't pull me in, I need to be able to.
Shit space
You
engine.
gotta be. You gotta it's shit space engine. You gotta be able to convince me that yeah, I need to continue to invest in this property of what I'm playing, because right now what I'm playing, I like
Yeah.
the gameplay aspect of it.
Oh
But on
yeah.
the flip side, I don't I have a problem with some I have a problem with some things. You
Yeah.
know, I do have a
Like,
problem with some
what
things.
about like my thing is that they fly you around to different parts of the ring, but it all looks the same. And
Yes.
like the
Oh,
fact that they don't
here's the
have
other
different
thing.
biomes, there's no weather, there's day and night, but there's no like rain, there's
Yeah.
no wind.
Here's the other thing,
There's no
Jez.
variation
I
to the
think
environment.
I think that when you're going to your FOBs, which is a forward operation base for all you non-military
Yeah, the
people,
forward operation base where you could get respawns and you
I'm
call
gonna tell you
in
this.
your vehicle.
It's a shame. It's a shame that you have so many vehicle choices there, but they're useless. You know, BG said this, and
Yeah.
people didn't understand him, and I totally agree with BG. Like, you have
No, it
so many
doesn't make
different varieties of vehicles, but a lot of your vehicle choices are useless because of the terrain. And the
yes.
best thing to use is your little freaking flying vehicle. Your what's it called? The Pelican, not the Pelican.
A bootleg Joel drops down his he drops down this
Yeah.
first off, he drops it down
Yeah.
like he's like,
No,
here's your shit, bitch. And he
dude, let
drops
me
down
tell
from a
you.
mile away. like above.
Jazz, how many times have you seen him drop that thing and kill one of your players?
Because those guys just
Dude, my
stand
friend-
around. You can't
Dude, they're
command
like-
them.
Dude, my friend, my buddy, my freaking fellow comrade in combat is going prone. Then he gets up. Then he goes prone. Then he
Dude,
gets up. Then
you
he goes
can't
prone,
command
and then
them.
he
You
kills
can't tell them where
I'm
to
like,
go.
Yo, you just killed somebody. No,
No,
no, it's fine.
You
I'm like,
can't.
what the
They either
So-
you jump in the car, you hit the beeping, and then they try to get in the car,
Yes,
and then they go with
man.
you.
They,
And you don't command them
I-
where to go, who to fight, to shoot a rocket. They're basically just their own
Yes.
thing. Like they don't do. You can't command them. You're chief. Your master chief.
I-
They're rolling with you. You should be able to add a new feature where you click there saying, "Dudes, go over there and take out that brute
Right.
captain," or I take away these guys. But you don't command them, and half of
No,
them
you
they
don't
just
command them.
die.
and this is what I'll say.
They get shot
I
out of your
honestly-
car. You get out of the
I
car, they die.
honestly believe this. This
Can't
is what I
revive
think.
them.
I do think that the AI in this game, because AI is one of those things. We
The
look at
friendly
future and
AI
say,
is
hey,
stupid.
the friendly AI is stupid. The enemy AI is very similar to what I've played in most Halo games.
Yes, yes.
not-
They
it's
flank
not
you.
super-
They call
Yeah, it's
out
not
stuff.
it's
Yes,
not drastically different,
they're
but
not different. Yeah.
I think the banter between themselves, like when they see you and they're throwing a grenade, dude. I was shooting. I kid you not, I shit you not, and I didn't even know it was an achievement. I'm shooting at these guys. I'm trying to beat one of the guys. Dude, this freaking brute picks up a grunt and throws them at me. And I shoot him and I get an achievement. I'm like, what the fuck? And later I go look at the achievement, and that's one of the achievements. Like, if you're kicking the brute's ass, they'll pick up the freaking little grunts and they'll throw them at you.
That's
and
awesome.
Try to steal this.
That's cool.
And I was like, that's freaking cool. That's stuff you freaking advertise. That's how you get people to say, oh shit. I think, the way you advertise this game, and I'm gonna continue saying this until I'm blue in the face. Microsoft does not fucking know how to advertise their games.
No.
They advertise Game Pass in their consoles. They give a fuck about their games, and they expect people just to know what Game Pass is. And I think that's the biggest mistake they're doing. I think you can advertise this game. You put money into the advertisement, and yes, then you may put Game Pass at the end of it, and people are like, well, what's the Game Pass? And like, oh, well, this is a service you can get, and that game's in it. And they're like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
But they're not. I have seen no advertisement for Halo.
Nah,
But I see. Here's the thing, Jess. I see commercials for Xbox Series S advertisements with Game Pass, not S.
Yeah,
But
that's why they're
gameplay.
flooding the market.
And
with
here's the
those things.
thing. Here's the thing, Jess. This is what pisses me off. The gameplay they're showing is actually probably Series X or
Yeah,
PC.
probably.
And it's like you're kind of giving people the short end of the stick, or basically the Phil Ness freaking glory hole. What you're doing to people is you're telling them, hey, look at this gameplay, look what we're showing you. But realistically, you're not going to get this in the Series S. You may get this on the Series X with your PC. That's why when I looked at Continuous Sacrifice, Hellblade 2, and I was like, that's probably on a PC, and that game is not going to run at a lock 60 unless there's some freaking... Because what I saw interests me, and don't get me wrong, like, I beat the first one, and I'm going to tell you this, and this is the other thing I had to think about. The majority of people who played Hellblade and supported that game were PlayStation people.
Yeah, because it was exclusive for a year.
Yeah, it was exclusive, and they were PlayStation people. They're the ones that supported it. They're the ones like, holy shit, this is a good game. When it came to Xbox people was like, fuck this game. We don't give a fuck about this game. And now you got people talking about how great Part 2 is. They've never fucking touched the first one, and they don't even care about. And I'm like, what the fuck are we really doing here in society now?
You know what's interesting is that's what kind of ticks me off about the whole Halo thing going like, Halo 5 was trash. Halo 4 was trash. This is the best Halo game.
No.
And that, like, what?
No Halo game has been trash, right? Now, to me, this is my personal.
But they're trashing on Halo 5, making this thing seem like it's so much better than Halo 5. And I'm like,
there's not one single Halo game that I think has been trashed. But I would say compared to the next iteration, it's not been as good. You got to compare Gears of War to Gears of War,
Well,
Halo
you
with
hear
Halo,
that. The best campaign that 343 has made, right?
Uncharted to Uncharted, God of War to God of War. You can't say I'm going to compare Halo to every other shooter, to Call of Duty, which in a sense you can, but you don't. You really should compare it to Halo. When I look at this Halo, because I know I compared it to Call of Duty a couple of minutes ago, and I said Call of Duty had a more complete multiplayer, this and that. But if I compare Halo has less of a multiplayer than 5. Halo has less of a multiplayer than 4.
Yep.
So you see what I'm saying? So like, if I just compare it to its own franchise, it has less than 4 and 5. So how can it be better than 4 or 5? People will shit on Part 5. Part 5 graphically still looks better than
I'm
Halo
showing
5.
it right
Halo
now.
Infinite.
This is the
Like,
end of
you
Halo
look-
5.
People are stupid.
I
Halo
know.
5 actually looks better than Infinite
Yeah,
in
it
a lot of
does.
ways.
It does. I've shown the comparisons
only
before.
Part of Infinite to me that looks a little bit better than Halo 5 is when you're in a corridor and it's sectioned off and it's not open world. The open world does not look
The open
good
world,
as
it
Halo
drops.
4.
Yeah, because it
And-
looks
and-
good
and
in the beginning.
The
part.
multiplayer was better in Halo 5. And that's what blows my mind. When people are playing, and I'm gonna tell you this, Jez, and I've said this your last podcast, excuse me, in the podcast before. The people who are saying this is the best multiplayer Halo are the PC people, because Halo 5 wasn't on PC.
Yeah.
Halo 5's multiplayer was competent.
Mhm.
Easy.
Oh yeah, definitely. It
Easily
was fully
competent.
featured, dude. Like, yeah, they might
But
have
you
been
know
late
what?
with Big Team Battle, but they
I'ma
had
tell you,
3 unique
I've
game
seen
modes.
so many people in these timelines on Twitter talking about how Halo Infinite is a superior multiplayer over Halo 5. And I'm like, stop sucking a fucking Xbox cock. Stop sucking a PC cock. Like, the bottom line is, you obviously didn't play Halo 5. You didn't put enough hours into Halo 5. So either you were a PC guy and you couldn't play it because you didn't own an Xbox, or you were an Xbox guy and you were worried about what the competition was doing, and you were worried about
You're my
whether
number
Sunset
one
Overdrive
customer.
and all these other cocksucking games were going to do well, instead of just fucking playing the multiplayer. I consistently went back to Halo 5. Consistently. Fuck going back to Halo Master Chief Collection. That shit's broken.
Yeah.
I had no reason to go back to that other than just to freaking get achievements here and there for some of the things. But for God's sakes, if I didn't have Game Pass, Halo Reach was a disaster launching the Master Chief Collection.
Oh yeah,
Because
that was.
and people just are stupid as fuck. That's why I keep bringing up Xbox University.
Oh no, stop
We
it.
should.
I'm gonna shout out the Game Night 123 with the $2. He goes, "Did you watch King Thurston's Halo analysis?" No, I did not. I did not
I did.
watch that yet. I plan
watched
on watching
I didn't
it
watch the whole thing. I watched
today.
a
I
little bit of
was
it.
I wanted to watch it and stuff like that. But I wanted to say, you keep bringing back going back to Halo 5, right? But look
Yes,
at this is
but
the
wait.
Guardian in Halo 5, and the thing is like, when you watch where Halo 5 ended and where we begin, I feel like it's missing a game somewhere. Like, we missed a huge battle that something happened. Like, I just feel that, I feel that
Oh shit! The Philness. Hold on.
whatever.
The fucking Philness. Well, somebody knocked at my door. I don't know who's knocking at my door at 11 o'clock at night.
And
Oh,
now, so
fucking
this is the
Johnny
end of Halo
D.
5, and this is one of the things that I had an issue with, because everybody's saying that this is the best story that
No, it's
the best
It's
story that 343 wrote. I'm like, we keep dropping like standards here, but like the best Halo game
Let me
that
tell you
343
best
did,
story.
the best story that Halo
It's not even about 343, Jez. It's just about the best Halo story.
no,
Halo
it started
Reach is
as
the best.
that. Now it's like now it's the best
No,
Halo
no.
story that 343 has made. That's basically what they're saying now.
Halo games combined, just take all the Halo games that have come out. The best story is Halo Reach. Halo Reach has the best story.
But no, they
Hands
don't talk
down.
about Reach.
We're-
It's the best now. It's the
Right.
best story that
Halo
that 343 has created.
It's not.
That's
It is
what
not
that's
a
saying.
no.
That's
It
what
is
people
not. It is
say.
not. Here's the thing. Let me tell you something, Jess. Halo 4 was a better story than this. I will say, and the reason I keep bringing up about Xbox University, because we need to stop And this is why.
But I
say
don't
it.
care about him. I don't give a
No,
shit
no,
about
no,
him.
no, no,
What
no,
I
no,
want
no.
to talk about is
No,
Halo, because the problem is I don't want to talk about him, Frog. I don't. I don't want to talk about some fucking clowns.
No,
I
I'm gonna tell
I
you
don't want to.
why.
I don't care.
No, I'm
There's
gonna tell you
no
why.
fucking
We
clout.
gotta stop.
No,
We
nothing.
gotta
I don't
stop.
care
We
about the
gotta
people,
stop.
Frog. This thing, I don't
Yeah.
care about what the people say.
Yeah,
All I
but
care
that's
about is
the
my
thing.
experience with Halo.
care
And the
about-
problem is that this is not. You stop trashing on the previous one, saying that they're horrible, and then saying
But
that
that's
this one is so much
problem.
better. But
You
I'm
got
not talking about the
people who
people,
aren't-
though. I'm talking about
No,
the
no, no.
reviewers
You got-
and all these
You
other
got
people.
It goes to even the reviews. You got people who aren't even fans of the series, who really aren't, and they're reviewing these games. They're talking about. Look, let me tell you something, Jazz. You own, like I own, the original Xbox. We were there day one. We joined. We went to the generation, and we had a belief because they fed us this belief with all this Microsoft products. You were just like I was, and my biggest thing is I hate to hear, and no more than anything should you block and fucking take these guys out of existence. They shouldn't have a voice. And the reason I say that is when you get all these guys who complain about face plates and complain about bullshit, why can't we? There's two things we need to do in the gaming community. A, if something is wrong with a product that you fucking love, Mario, Zelda, Halo, Uncharted, so forth, talk about it and let the developers fucking know. Don't let them release something that's mediocre, because if they release mediocre shit, they're going to keep doing it. That's A. B, if it's mediocre and you're talking about it like it's great, you need to be X'd out that conversation, because you're not going to do anything. When Kingdom Hearts 3 came out and there was so much conflict and so much problems about it that people had, they were like, oh shit, yeah, it sold well, but I'm going to tell you, Square Enix listened to that, and I guarantee the next part that comes out that's a Kingdom Hearts, they won't do it.
Yeah.
We can, and this is the thing. You cannot consistently sit here and say a game that has less than the previous one is better. How can Halo Infinite be a better game than Halo 5 when it gave you less product at launch?
Well,
than the
yeah,
previous
that's
one?
my point. Because, like, if you
That's
watch
what
I'm showing here is like I'm
don't
showing you the
understand
end
that.
of Halo 5 when I said Chief meets up with his creator. He just met up with Locke. Locke saved him because Chief was locked down.
There you
Now
go.
he meets his creator with Halsey, who created Cortana in her image. The
There you
Arbiters are there. Locke is
Right.
there. The old blue team is there. They're all here. She goes, you took long enough, and that's how
Yeah,
they
it's
end
a
Halo
comment.
5. Look, Locke and
Right.
Chief together.
Right.
This is how
Until
they
you
end
go to
Halo 5.
Infinite, you're like, what
The
the fuck?
Avengers
Because
are
it doesn't
back.
make sense.
Basically, the Avengers
doesn't
are
make
back.
sense. But did you? Oh, hold on, Jazz. But then when you went to Halo Infinite, were you like, wait, what the fuck? At the beginning, you're like, wait, what happened? Because
No,
it didn't go directly.
it
to Halo
doesn't.
5
Yeah,
Infinite.
well, that's the problem. It's like you're
doesn't.
watching this and you're seeing like
But
this
guess-
is how it
but guess-
ended, and then they said,
Guess what, Jazz?
Cortana has launched the Guardians, and you basically are like, this is where we're gonna go from here. This is gonna be a big battle. It's like the end of the Empire Strikes
Right.
Back. Like the
Right.
Empire now
Right.
has won. We're the only ones back. We got the group together, and now we're going to fight Cortana. And then
But
what
here's the thing,
happens is,
Jazz.
as you're going through Halo Infinite, they kind of talk about like almost like how Star Wars did, where they just refer to this battle that Cortana
Right.
took
There you
place.
go.
And you're like,
And
I
you-
feel like
what
I'm
the
missing a
fuck?
game
Right.
somewhere. And I feel like I'm missing some sort of content of like
Well, you-
Cortana went around threatening people, like going around like friggin' Thanos and shit. And like
You
Chief
are
was
missing
trying to
the game.
chase after her and fight her with the group.
You are missing the game. They expect you to play Halo Wars, and if you didn't play Halo Wars,
No, but Halo
you're
Wars
fucking
wasn't even really like, I don't even think Halo Wars, they just introduced the Banished as a thing, and there's a spoilers in the game as to why the Banished are interested in Cortana and all that other stuff and Atriox and stuff like that.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm close to the end of the game. It gets really deep into what the fuck is really going on, and you're like, yo, this is really fucking crazy. The story's not horrible, but what I'll say is, because they focus primarily on Master Chief, that's why everybody says it's a better story. And I don't think
What I feel is what they did, and let me talk about this thing, because what I
No, go
feel
ahead,
is
go
like
ahead,
what
go ahead.
they did was they basically took Halo 1 and made it another game. They basically went back
Thank
to the
you.
drawing
Thank
board.
you. Oh my
and did
gosh,
that.
thank you.
They basically
Yes.
did a very simplistic story. So let me get to my stuff. But like they basically took, you landed on a ring. Where's my thing here? Like you landed on a ring and basically
you said exactly what I said. That's what I
you
said.
basically landed. Now we're back to Halo Infinite. Yeah, this is the gameplay of it. My stream from it. But like you landed on a ring and basically you are just going through, like somebody wants to fire the ring is broken and you got to fix the ring, and you don't want them to repair it because something bad's going to happen. And you find out that there's an AI on the ring, an alien that's befriending the people who are there, the banished, and Chief is there with his weapon AI, and Bootleg Joel, who still doesn't have a name, throughout the game as I'm going through it, and basically
I've been looking for his name. He's just a pilot.
And this is
something.
This is where I have a comment. I'm going to talk about the thing. This is where I have a comment about the whole story. Yes, and Just Wait has the point right there. The voice acting is horrendous and very melodramatic, very overacting of the story, especially the characters. And with my issue with the game is, as I'm playing this, I feel like it's the sequel to how Home Alone had Home Alone 3 and 4 without Macaulay Culkin, or like how Tremors had like Kevin Bacon was in the first one of Tremors. He maybe shows up in the second one, but then we get the third character who was in the first movie, and he's going to carry the series for Tremors 4, 5, and 6. But the original cast, we're just going to do it. And I feel like this is Master Chief and the bunch of bootlegs. It's like, well, we got Chief in here, so it's still Halo, but we're just going to throw in a bunch of accessory characters and say it's a sequel. And on top of that, we're not even going to give them names on top of it. Like, we're going to call them general things like the weapon and the pilot. And the problem is that those are the only people that he interacts with. The other issue that I have is that throughout Halo 5, they were humanizing Chief. They were making him talk a lot more and really breaking down, going after Cortana, socializing with the Arbiter, talking to Locke. Like, he went AWOL. He was not the robot that he was. He was this machine. He wasn't the soldier. He went AWOL because of his emotion to Cortana. And he was becoming more human. He got his whole team together and was breaking the rules of the NSC to just do what his emotions did. Now in Halo 5, he's back to this 80s kind of action hero thing, just like Bootleg Joel. This is where I mean, the guy saves him floating in space. He revives him, and Chief doesn't even say thank you or ask the guy his name. He just goes,
"No, he's emotionless.
I need a weapon. We gotta go to the planet. I need a weapon." Like, he's just so robotic again. And you in Halo 5, you're like talking and having all these sentences, and in Halo Infinite, he's just one-liners. And he's just like, I need a weapon. And it's like, okay, yeah, that's a cool like thing that he said, but he said all this in the first game. In the first game, he was a robotic. He was just like, I need a weapon. He just said lines, probably because of the technology.
No, he's a fucking Terminator.
He's basically a Terminator. He went back to basically just like, I need a weapon. So, and the problem is with Chief is that you don't see his face, so you can't see emotions. So all his other characters are trying to convey motion, and that's where the voice acting and everybody's just overacting because they're trying to, Bootleg Joel, all he wants to do is go home. And he's like, I gotta go home. I want this. I got it. And he's just running around like a crazy.
Joel wants to go home.
Yeah, he's
and
like,
you'll get to it in the story. There's a significant reason, and it's kind of like, holy shit, like really?
Yeah, like he really, he really like just overacts. Like he wants to go home, and then like halfway through the story, it's like you're supposed to feel this kind of emotion for him. That he's so upset.
Oh, and I don't.
And what he does, and it's like you really don't, because they really didn't give you that connection.
They don't build it up.
Know how to tell a story with characters. Like, I felt like they did a better job at Locke, even with the movie, and making you care about Locke. They even put Bucky in there. Buck from Buck from ODST in there. And I feel as you're playing the game, you're playing this game, and it's almost they pulled Halo 1, and they also pulled from ODST. Because when you landed in ODST and you landed on Bosa, it looked like basically like a war has happened there. You're like, what happened? You have fallen soldiers, ODS team members. But what they did was they made you play it back in flashbacks of what happened during the day. Where in this game, you're playing it and they're showing you cheap-ass holograms of these huge battles or big events that happened, and Chief knows about it, but you don't. And Chief is like, the weapon, you show up this game not playing as Chief, but with the knowledge of the weapon. Because she is the one that's like, Chief, what's that enemy? What's that flying thing? Chief, what happened? What took
Cortana? Because she's clueless.
And Chief knows this stuff. And you're going in there with like, what's going on here? Like, why are we going in there with Chief just holding this stuff away from her? He knows like how she was created, what happened to her, what Cortana did. He knows the whole story, but we don't. There's a whole missed game there. I'm like, wait, I think we should have played. This game should have came after Halo 6, where we had the fight with Cortana and Locke and Arbiter and Halsey. And if Locke died, we should have played that. Or if you weren't going to do that, at least go back into flashbacks. At least, like, as you playing Halo Infinite, he goes, oh, yeah, when she fired the Guardian or when she did this. And then you go back and you actually play that. It will give you a lot more emotion to the character and see what Chief lost, to know the state that he's in now. Because when you see it, he's just robotic. He's just cold. And then he keeps going, I failed Cortana. I failed. It's like, well, what happened? What did she do? All we know is that she went rampant and she was trying to fire off the Guardians. What happened there? And then all of a sudden you're fighting the Banished on the Infinity. Like, what?
You don't know why.
That's how it starts. So I don't know, the story that they're telling, people sitting here going, this is a great story, the best story that they told. It's a simplistic story. They scaled it back because in 5 and the other ones, you were jumping from Halo rings and spaceships and planets, chasing down across the universe.
Let me ask you a question. When you started this game, did you understand why you were fighting?
You got different characters. You had the main character on the Infinity who was guiding you, and he had his own AI who was helping you out. Then you had Locke sending out after that. Then you had Chief and his old team. There were so many characters.
When you started this game, did you know why you
got rid of all that? And they just said, Chief and these 2 other stunt doubles, go walk around the ring and get the ring back from the Banished. The Banished don't like you. And as you see from the gameplay, as I'm going through it, a majority of the second half of the game is going through these Forerunner structures that and I don't know, my stream is lagging. It's not this stream, it's that stream. But like going through these Forerunner structures and shooting Sentinel beams. Very drawn out. And one of the other issues that I have as a challenge is, look at this room right here. They have these situations where you got to collect these power seeds. And it's like you got to go left, you got to go right, and then put the power seed to go forward. And it kind of stretches it out. It stretches it out. And expands and sorry guys, I had a lot on my mind. I've been holding this Halo thing in because I've been thinking about it and it's been grinding my gears. So sorry. I did take a breath. I know. I just realized I was talking like straight without even breathing. But one of the things that I didn't care for that they did a lot in this game was going left and going right and to go forward. And it stretches out the gameplay, or get on this gondola and shoot things. I feel that they really just, because it bothers me when they say the story's so good, because I'm not feeling it. I feel like it's just a scaled back Halo 1 game, and Halo 1 had better characters with that. And in Halo 4 and 5, it was so much bigger than what it was. I have a donut, and it was just so much more than what it was. And I just feel that it's recycled and it's very simplistic and it's the start of something else. Oh, Frog, he can't hear me? I think Frog's, where'd he go? No, I can't hear Frogs. I didn't even hear him. I can't hear him. Hold on. Sorry, Frog. Wait a second. Oh, you know what? Damn it. Hello, Frog, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
Oh my
now.
God, sorry, man. I did not even know you were talking because I
Yeah,
hit
I
the
was
output
talking and
differently.
yeah, I was talking. I was like, damn. I guess I'm muted.
Oh no, I didn't mute you. I actually changed the output to. Oh shit, yeah, I hit the wrong. I don't know why it switched like that. Maybe when I put the video on, it switched to the audio output. Couldn't hear you at all, and I saw a mute sign on you. You must have muted yourself, but then you're talking. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. What were you saying? I'm sorry. What was that? I was talking about the
I was
story
saying,
and characters. What were you saying?
shit.
Sorry about that.
What was I saying? I forgot what I was.
Dude,
I was saying.
Yo, it was crazy because I didn't even hear you on there because I had that the audio was done on the multi output. It was on just the audio capture. Oh, this thing is such a friggin' mess. Sucks. So what did you think of the
my dog is freaking out.
the whole
Hold
thing?
on
Because
one
you
second.
played Halo 5, right? And then going
Yeah,
into this
I'm
thing,
right close to the end.
you're near the end. All right, I gotta finish this freaking game too because I'm right
Like
near.
I would say, like from what I'm playing, like I am enjoying it, but it's not without problem. You know, there are problems in this game, and the problems are not easy fixes. It feels like this game was rushed to hurry up and just get a title with the word Halo on it out, and I feel like damn, like you guys gave me something. It says Halo, but is it really Halo though?
Stunt doubles. Nah, they got a
You know, is it really Halo?
Oh, Frogs.
And
They said that you asked if I knew something about the beginning of the game.
oh, okay, that's what I was trying to get my point across to is in the beginning of the game, did you kind of feel like when you started playing it, like you were kind of like, where the hell did I start fighting Atriox at in Halo at the end of Halo 5? Like, what the hell? When the hell did this happen? And like that fight scene in the beginning, you're like, yo, when did I start fight? I don't remember fighting this dude at the end of Halo 5.
Yeah. And then he says like
And
he beat me.
I would have I think that would have been good for you to actually start the game like that, fighting this guy.
Oh shit, I thought the same thing. I was like, why didn't I fight Atriox in the beginning and then
you
fail?
never get that explanation. And I think that's what to me kind of like I was like, wait, what? I was like, I don't get this. Why
they missed
I'm
like,
fighting
the whole
him.
thing.
He's like a random guy you're fighting, and you don't know why you're fighting or why he hates you, and it's just a fight. And I personally think like you're so correct when you say like this game was in between some Halo this and Halo that. Like this may have been Halo 6. I think that there's more story element. I honestly I don't care what anybody says. I do think there was more of a story they want to tell, and I think they just pushed this game out because they're like, we need something that says Halo out. No matter what, we got to put something that says Halo out. And if we don't put something that says Halo out, we're not going to be good this holiday season.
Well,
and they were like, screw it.
Yeah,
put it out.
Good at that point. That's what basically what Jason Schreier said, right? He said in 2019, this thing was like in trouble. Like it was like dead to rights. Like they had so many contractors. What did he say? Let me get to this.
I think this game it
was scaled back, definitely.
Yeah.
And assets were reused, and they stretched out certain things to make it length because you could tell the tropes are being used. Like you go in there, and I think somebody here. This is pretty interesting. Where is
damn it? My damn dog's walking around in my hand again.
Like like something like this. Like this is pretty interesting here.
Stop.
Like this. Like
Horizon.
you can't open up the door over here. Instead, you gotta take this power seed from here and walk it to this. And it's just like what? Like the power seed's on the bridge, and you gotta walk it here to open up this door. You can't just open up. She's like, go find the power. And it's just like, what? Like, this is just excessive. And then there's times where this power seed will be down a hallway. You got to fight, and then you got to walk it all the way back to open up a gate.
Yeah, because you got to fight to open up the next door. And I'm like, wait, why am I fighting to open up this door? Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Some of the things don't make sense.
Yeah.
And,
I'm hearing that last boss fight sucks.
Yeah, I feel like when I'm playing, I feel like there's some elements to it that's missing. Like I do like the Banished. I like that.
I think they did a good job with them. Like I thought they did a good job.
The Banished, but the Banished kind of feels like to me like the Cabal from Destiny. Like
you compare to Destiny, okay?
Yeah, like I compare a lot of this game to Destiny because in a lot of ways this game feels like Destiny. It feels like that. I'm gonna keep saying this. Like I feel like they're gonna give me a Destiny scenario where they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's Halo Infinite," but we got the story that you wanted, and I'm like, "Damn, like, why couldn't you guys just give me this from the beginning?" And the reason they couldn't give me the beginning because they want to please investors, and it's okay, I get it. There's a business model to it, I understand that, but come on now, like you're gonna fuck the fans over because you're so worried about your investors, and what's gonna happen is you can ruin your franchise. Okay, Destiny bounced back from that, but you don't want to take an existing franchise like a Halo and say, well, this is what you got. This is what you get, you know,
Yeah.
because people won't forgive you, and you'll lose people. You'll lose a fan base to that, and you really will. And I honestly think like there's a lot to this game that when I look at it, I'm like, damn, like as much as I wanted to say this game is this solid game, it's not. It definitely isn't. I'd be lying to myself just because I'm a Halo fan if I said this game was a 10 out of 10. And I think that's what a lot of people did. I think a lot of people who talked about this game and they just wanted a Halo game, and because they got a Halo game, they're like it's 10 out of 10.
Well, let me
No,
ask you,
when you
do
look
you
at when you
Oh, I was just
go
gonna
ahead. I'm
ask you,
sorry.
like, do you think that a lot of it is like kind of good faith because of what they shown and what we kind of knew that they seemed like they were in trouble, and then they brought Joseph Staten on, like all this was very public, and then like this Jason Schreier article came out on the day it launched, but we kind of knew that there was some turmoil there and that it wasn't in the direction they were
Yeah,
going to. So, do you think that that marketing that they did in July, where they showed it last year, it looked rough. People made fun of it. They moved Joseph Staten around, and now they kind of came out with a game that was actually competent. And they're like, "Oh my god, what an improvement!" Like they're grading them more on the improvement. Maybe they didn't go to like an, even though this was their biggest team, who traditionally would get A's. Like this team was like, "Hey, they were a D, but now they worked up to a B, so I'm gonna give them an A," or some shit like that. Like the turnaround is the
I
thing that's graded rather than the product individually by itself.
yeah, and I think that's the bad thing. I think you gotta we graded. No, I won't say we. A lot of people graded the turnaround of
The
what the game was
turnaround, the
first
comeback.
told instead of what the game is now.
Yeah.
And so people are like, "Oh, look at Craig. He doesn't look like that now. He looks so much better." I'm like,
But he doesn't look like anything of
he
this
doesn't look
gen
like
games. Like,
yeah, he doesn't look like what we expected him to look in the first place from this generation. Like, do you just like I in my honest opinion of this game is like it's an Xbox One game that can do a little bit more on Xbox Series X and Series S, and it's not that it's a bad game. It's just like I expected more from Halo.
yeah. One of the
I
articles,
definitely did.
yeah, exactly. And we're talking about Halo. This is not no like, B
This is
tier
not this
team.
is
This
not
is
this is not
the
a brand new
best.
IP. This is
Yeah.
the best, the cream of the crop. So I have an high expectation,
Yeah, but
and I
obviously,
know,
yeah. And 6 years in the making, nonetheless. This wasn't like a
yeah,
year.
I
It's not
know
an annual franchise.
sick humor, and a lot of guys they said, "Hey, do you give it a little bit of a pass because it's Halo?" I'm not going to say I'm not going to give it a little bit of a pass because it's Halo because I do because I have an expectation for this game. But considering my expectation, I'm like, damn, like you guys could have did so much better.
Now, this is what
And
Jason
what this
Schreier had
game
said
is.
in the article. He's like, by the summer of 2019, Halo Infinite was in crisis mode. The studio decided to cut almost 2/3 of the entire planned game, leaving managers to instruct some designers to come to the office and do nothing while the studio figured out its next move. Eventually, the game's open world was cut back from a vast Zelda-like experience into something far much smaller. It soon became clear that some of the team that even with the compromises, getting Halo Infinite into decent shape by the following fall would be impossible. Still, the timing of release didn't seem up for discussion. Microsoft told 343 that it had to be a launch game for the next Xbox, which meant
And
releasing
I
it in
think
November 2020.
that's disappointing. That's the disappointing part right there. The fact that you actually wanted your company to launch a game that you knew was not ready to go.
Craig did it, man.
That's
Craig forced their
that's
Microsoft's
disappointing.
hand. I think now we see that Craig meme and the joke of the internet that Halo became, it was a joke, the biggest franchise, and I think that that made Microsoft realize like, dude, we can't release this. And I think they were ready to ship this thing, because if you even go back and
Yes.
watch after they showed it in July, I always show they doubled down on why the game looked like that, why it should. They justified it. They didn't show the
Yes, they
game and
did.
then the next week go, you know what, that wasn't really what we wanted to show. No, they showed the game, and then when people were complaining, they were justifying it and backing it up. It wasn't until August where they acknowledged that they need to delay this game. They were backing this up for a month on end before they realized that they needed to delay this game, and they announced in September that they're delaying it, or end of August. But they were ready to ship this thing, and it was for that internet meme of Craig going, we can't do this because this game, and they delayed it a year. And I guess it worked out better because I think putting Joseph Staten on, he made them focus on what needed to work, which I don't know why he wasn't there to begin with.
Can you imagine if this game was released in the state it was back in the day? It would have came out bad.
Yeah, and fans justify it too. That's right, Ryan. Like, yeah, people were like, no, it looks fine to me, and people like, I was like, hell no. I was like, I played the Benny Hill music over it. I'm like, this looks like a joke. The AI wasn't there.
That's what's disappointing most of all, is that fans really. Let me rephrase that. People who said they were fans really applauded this shit. And I'm like, no, it didn't look good. Like, I've never seen a Halo game look worse when they showed it. Like, we shouldn't be applauding this. This is very mediocre. But yet instead you're saying, yeah, it's okay.
2/3,
like
Frog. 2/3 of the game.
And people, I'm gonna tell you what, people will always have this thing, and I will say this, I agree. If a Mario game was shown in a retrospective, it was shown like a Halo was shown, we would have canceled. We would have said not canceled. We would have said no, hell no.
Yeah,
you guys got to do better. When Sonic was shown, and they even mentioned the Game Awards, and they didn't look good, we said, oh hell no.
Yes, they changed.
It's not our Sonic.
Yeah.
And what did they do? They changed it.
Yep.
You have to be this way with the franchises you love, because if you don't, they're gonna just nickel and dime you, and they're gonna give you what they want to give you instead of what you should be getting.
Yeah.
Make these developers work for their money. The problem is with Microsoft, you don't have to do that because Game Pass, and that's why it totally and abysmally hurts everything. When you have a service like Game Pass, you can be like, well, it's only $1. No big deal. It is a big deal because it's a franchise that we love.
You
shouldn't.
I'm like,
you should not be saying, oh, it's no big deal. You should be like, damn, man, this is bad. A franchise I love is dying because they're so focused on their fucking Game Pass that they're like, just launch it, put it in there, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Like, what state are we in with gaming?
Let me ask you a question, though.
Fuck it.
Let me ask you a question. I'm looking at here, summer of 2019. It says Halo Infinite was in crisis mode. The studio decided to cut almost 2/3 of the entire planned game, leaving managers. Let me ask you a question. And this is the Microsoft pivot. Game Pass, I feel, remember what we say when Game Pass changes the games? I feel that this game, Halo, was planning to be the biggest Halo game that they were ever going to make. Big open world Zelda game as from this thing was. My thing is that I feel not only maybe that the studio, like they had 500 people, they had this huge budget, they had a new engine, right?
Yep, shit space.
I'm wondering, did they pull this stuff because they wanted to, they thought it was too much for Game Pass? Maybe those, those 2/3 are not in the garbage. Those 2/3 are going to be monetized and sold to you. And I'm wondering if they said, hey, yo, we're not, Booty said it, we're not putting 90-hour games in Game Pass. Like, maybe he's like, you know what? Nice 10-hour Halo campaign, and we could always add more campaign on later. We cannot make a 90-hour Halo game. Pull out some of that content, money, please. Right? Because we're backing Game Pass up, and we need this game to live on for a bunch of years. We cannot have this game be, Bethesda, a Skyrim, Halo. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, they got to make money. Maybe they just said, we're not gonna make money like this.
Maybe. Shout out to the Game Night 123. He goes, with the way the media is nowadays,
You're my
do you
number
think
one
they would
customer.
pick the hell out of Horizon Forbidden West to lower the score for the sake of it?
Nope.
You want to know what?
No. Yes.
They will. Yes, they will.
Yes, they will.
I even tweeted out game night. I said, get ready for the magnifying glasses because Horizon is going to be analyzed to the T. Meanwhile, if you zoom in on a tree in Halo, people go, oh, stop it. But meanwhile, they're going to show Horizon. They're going to show her walking through the grass. And they're going to be like, well, the grass is not moving to the left and she's moving to the right. And they're going to watch the reviewers on Horizon versus what Halo was. And that's why I was saying, I feel that Halo was reviewed for the turnaround or they showed you shit and the shit now looks a little bit better. So look, let's give them an A for effort, or E for effort, or A for effort, or A for whatever. That's where I feel like they did that stuff. Whereas, and knowing that they had these issues, but nobody really asked, they were in crisis mode. But first off, why were they in crisis mode in 2019? You know, where's the management?
Because
where was Booty? Where was Booty? Know what I think? I think Microsoft, and I said, oh my God, you go back to my friggin' videos. I said, after Halo 5, they pivoted because Halo 5 didn't have the legs that they wanted. And then after Halo 5 is when they went in on Game Pass. Then when they started putting their games in Game Pass day one was in 2017. So when Game Pass and all that other stuff, then they worked on Master Chief and trying to fix that with the One X on PC. Then in 2019, it was in crisis. They wanted to cut 2/3 of the game. Why? Why would they cut 2/3 of the game?
It's about Game Pass.
I'm wondering. I'm not saying it was all. I'm sure the studio was a mess because look at Craig. But I do feel that I think some of that stuff got pulled down because they want to sell it in Game Pass, dude. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, they want to make sure the Game Pass is successful. So they will ship you a shit game and then say it's going to be fixed later. And then because you're in Game Pass, you'll say, oh, okay, I'm okay with that.
Well, or they're like, hey, we cannot have a 90-hour game coming out at launch. We're going to need to pull out some of that stuff. And you know what else? The other thing is... This is
a precursor to things that come with all their Ubisoft products. And I'm not the Ubisoft, the Bethesda products. Like, you got to start thinking about, damn, we're going to get games like this from now on.
Yeah, because, like, I don't...
That's the scary
thing. Think about it, Far. Like, if they pulled out 2/3 of the game, that stuff is just going to be sent to... They're polishing that up and working it. But you could see the game that they left here was basically stretched out to be longer than what it was. Because I think a lot of these missions would have been kind of shorter than what the game was. But they kind of used these tropes that I said about grabbing the seed from the right side, grabbing from the left side to move forward. All these ways to extend, riding on the gondola and just shooting sentries coming at you for the last 20 minutes I was streaming. I was like, why do I keep shooting these sentries and I'm on this slow-ass gondola with no, like, kind of big epic fights? Like, I felt like when I went into the Spire, the big Spire, I was in there and I didn't feel like it was escalating to a big thing. The rooms looked the same. It kept going around in circles. And I felt like I wasn't progressing, like getting to the boss or to the higher level, to something big. Like I felt like I was just going through the same hallways, fighting the same loops of enemies. And they just basically, and they've done this in all the indoor things where they basically have the same environment, but they just mix around a bunch of fusion coils and a bunch of people and say, okay, here's another room. And here's a hallway that leads you to another room of just random kind of assets. Another room, random assets. All right, one more, random assets. Boss fight. Okay, here comes like a special elite or something like that. And I felt like a lot of the indoor stuff was very regurgitated and reused. And then you go outside and it's like, hey, all those guys you just fought inside, we'll fight them outside to do some of these side missions. These side missions don't have you hacking any terminals. They don't have you kind of like sneaking in or like you coming in from like underground or setting up traps or doing anything. It's basically, those fobs are basically the same level. Like they're the same kind of square area with the thing in the middle. And you can't just, you could race right to it and try to unlock it, but you got to kill everybody around it first. But it's the same asset of the square. The fob looks the same. All those blowing up things, they're just random assets, but you're still blowing up those 3 canisters in the sky. Like, that's about it. And I thought that the open world was kind of oversold because you don't go back to it. It's not your traditional open world where you could kind of explore any time. Like it funnels you down a path. After you kind of do that AA gun thing, you're basically on a one-way trip through the spires and stuff, and you really don't have access to that open world anymore. And then when you do have access to the open world, one of the missions was like to go to 3 different spires across the map, and you had to drive through them all. And it was just a slog. You're like, holy crap. Like, this game is like, it's basically when you get somewhere, it's like, hey, I need you to do this 3 times. And it's like, what? And you get to a door, it's like, hey, I need you to get 2 power seeds to open up this door. And everything just seems kind of artificially stretched out. Like, it doesn't feel that it's natural. Like, there's, and Halo has done this in the past, but they haven't done it to this extent where I feel like they're continuing to do it. So, like, my thing is like, I feel like there's a lot of repetitiveness to it, and I think it would have been a lot better with co-op, you know, in these missions, because that would have added some variety to it. And also, I really never had the big set piece moments that I had in the beginning. So, Frog, as far as you in the game, like that first mission was a real cool set piece, I thought, with the ship, and I just never had that.
But there's questions to be answered and asked. You're like, wait a minute, who is this guy I'm fighting? Why did he beat me? And there's a lot of questions to be asked, and I think that people who are just, oh, I'm an Xbox fan, and they're not Halo fans, or they're not asking the question to be asked.
Yeah,
like,
but just for the game of what it is, like, I just feel like they either pulled stuff out and they artificially lengthened this game. And it's going to be very interesting to see how they add the content, whether in expansions or in seasons, and whether it's free or what they're going to do. But I feel like that they do have a good start there because they got the gameplay. But I feel like after 6 years, this just wasn't enough. And I think that the open world is almost like akin to it's better. All right. Don't get me wrong. It's better, but it's almost akin to how Gears 5 added open world segments to kind of lengthen the game.
There you go. Thank you. Yep. That's you know what? That's what it really basically is. I don't think Atriox is a bad person as far as story mode. But I think that the way they told the story, it needed more in the beginning, less in the end. Because like I said, I'm close near the end. I'm like,
what's going on? And they don't tell you. Like, as you play
it's very like,
it's very 80s movie. It's like, you know, all like typical Mario game. Like, hey, Bowser stole the princess. Go save the princess. There's your story. The Banisher on this ring. Go stop it. You know, and basically it's very simplistic. And Isabella, shout out to Isabella Luxury in the Grindhouse. She basically goes, Last of Us gameplay is way better. You want to know what? And it's funny because you brought up Last of Us 2. Last of Us 2 got a lot of shit for Abby and all this other stuff. But imagine if you started Last of Us 2 and you were just playing as Ellie and you're going after Abby without you going through, and you don't know why. You don't know why. Something happened. But you're just playing as Ellie, going after Abby, and you're like, oh, she did something. You know, she did, and, you know, kill Joel, whatever. Like, yeah, we'll talk about it. But the fact that you played that scene, the fact that you played as Abby without knowing what your intent was.
Yeah, you'd be like, wait, what the hell's going on?
And then what she did. And then now you're playing. It made you take Ellie and go, I'm going after her, and I'm going to take her out because of what she did. Because you experienced it as the player. Your emotions were similar as Ellie when she was pinned down watching it happen.
There's another
But Frog, wait, let me just finish with this. So, like, the thing is that you did that. So, like, as a gamer, you were motivated now. You got attached to this character. And that's why people were so angry when you got to control Abby. You're like, I don't want to because of what she did. She was the most evil, bad person in the game because of what she did. Whereas in Halo, not saying that the narrative is, but if you're going to tell a story, why don't you have Master Chief play me fighting Atriox in the beginning? First person, fighting Atriox and watching him kill me and beat me in the beginning. That I'm like, oh, damn. Or They said all these things that Cortana did in the cutscenes. Why don't you have me flash back and fight and watch the city disintegrate as Cortana destroys everything? And you're like, I lost everything. I lost everything. She destroyed everything that we built. And play it from a player's perspective. You get more emotion and you tied into the story better. But if you're just going through it and there's somebody making quirks going, what did she do? Why did she do it, Chief? Like, Cortana just went crazy. Well, Chief, why is she do? Like, what's going on? I don't know, Chief. And she was like, I failed her. All right, cutscene. Now get back to you. Go collect the seeds. And I'm like, excuse me?
Right. You don't exactly know why.
Like, let us play it. Like, that's why I said I felt like we're missing a game somewhere. Like, we felt like we missed the Clone Wars. Like, there was some battle that went down where, like, why didn't we play this stuff? As a gamer, you would get, and that's how you tell a story. That's how you care about the characters.
It would be like
characters.
it would be like you watching Alien 1 and then watching Alien Resurrection. And you'd be like, what the hell?
I know, right? Like, Sigourney Weaver's taught you, like, huh? Why is Ripley care about the alien? Like, what? You have no clue.
You'll be clueless. That's basically what Halo Infinite is.
I know, and that's and you know what's funny is that they've tried this, because this has been the problem, is that they tried this with the Halos, letting you know less and less, making you ask more questions and finding out answers to, and it was kind of frustrating. But now they're doing it in a way without you having to, like, know what's going on. And you saw the end of Halo 5. It was built for this big battle that would, like, finish the fight. You imagine that at the end of Halo 2, he's riding the bomb to Earth, because everybody's heading to Earth to get the Ark. And he rides it, and it just cuts out, and everybody's flipping out because it's a cliffhanger. Halo 2 ended on a cliffhanger. You wanted to fight on Earth. Well, imagine if you don't play Halo 3 and you play Halo 4, and he's on a foreign planet somewhere, landing there, and you're like, well, what happened to that big fight on Earth with the Ark? Oh, it was wild. They'll show it in some hologram, and you're like, no, Halo 3 started with you landing on Earth with that bomb, ready to fight. And then it took you to all throughout the galaxy for Halo 3 to finish this fight. That was the whole marketing for Halo 3. Let's finish the fight. Halo 5, Cortana's gone crazy. She released the Guardian. She's going to threaten the world, the universe. But guess what? We got the Avengers of the Halos. We have Chief, the new person Locke, his team, Chief's team, Halsey, the person who created Cortana, the person who trained Master Chief, the Arbiter from Halo 2. The Avengers are here. You spent the Avengers. You imagine if we just got the Avengers movie and then they skipped over Endgame? And you're back and you're looking, it's like, oh, Iron Man died and here goes Spider-Man. Like, you needed to see Endgame. You needed to see the battle. And that's where I feel right now in Halo, where we ended up. We went from everybody getting ready to fight Cortana, and she got the power, to like, yeah, she won. Dude, yeah, it was wild. But I don't care about that now. All I care about is this Banished. And it's like, Atriox, why? And that's where I feel like, in the scheme of things, I understand why they did it. But I say, like, if you're going to say this is the best Halo story, it's not even relatable, because it's kind of its own thing right now. I think it's a start-up. It's to get a whole bunch of new people on board. And I agree. Toolman says the leadership problems. You read these problems. It was leadership. It was Microsoft hands in the pot. They didn't want them to make the game that they wanted to make. So instead they said, pull out all the shit. Make this game work for smaller, 8-hour bite size. Listen to Matt Booty clapping in the streets. Make it a 10-hour campaign. We cannot have an open world 90-hour game. No. Scale back. It's getting sloppy. Be focused and make it a more simplistic, direct story that we can get new people on board playing. Know what it reminds me of, Frog? The last point I'm going to make on this. It reminds me of when the PlayStation people or the PlayStation fans started playing Destiny. And they thought Destiny played incredible. And I remember being on Xbox going, no wonder, guys, because it's Bungie. This is what we've been playing in Halo for all these years. Now you see why that gameplay loop is addicting. Because now PlayStation, you're experiencing what we experienced with Bungie. And I remember that. I remember playing on Xbox and knowing how Destiny was such a big thing because it was a Bungie's game and everybody ate it up on PlayStation because they really never experienced that gameplay loop that we've been playing for Halo 1 to Reach. And I feel like Microsoft did the same thing here. You're going to get that gameplay loop to a whole bunch of new people on PC, like Frog was saying. And basically, we're going to try to pull you into a very simplistic story. We're not going to bother you with a whole bunch of all these characters that we introduced over the time. Don't worry about Iron Man and Captain America, and don't worry about the Avengers. Just worry about the one person. Oh, yeah, Destiny was appealing too. Yeah, obviously. But the gameplay loop was something that was very much of a hook. But I'm going to wait to finish the game. Then I'll give my final impressions, spoiler review and stuff. I don't want to talk too much about the story spoilers and stuff until I finish it to see how it plays. Frog is finishing his. I will be finishing mine, and then we will come back, and maybe we'll do a different show, or we'll do it on the Gaming Grindhouse. But Frog, you're wrapping it up. Frog, give you a goodbyes to everybody as we wrap this up. Sorry for the internet problems. I've been having so many internet issues. Cool. And sorry I couldn't hear you before, Frog. Oh, what the hell happened?
No, it's cool.
My audio output was going wild, and it's still like crackling in my ear, but apparently it's good for them. So
it is what it is.
But thank you again,
this is Frog's Dreams, man. Man, keep it here locked for everything gaming. If you really want to hear the truth and you want these companies to do better, maybe what you think I say is opinion or just is opinion. But really, there's a lot of people that agree with us, man. We want gaming to be better across all platforms. And you got to speak out and stop doing the fanboy stuff, because if you speak out, these companies and you know, look, my wallet says buy Halo, but I have problems with it. And I'm going to voice my opinion because I spent my hard-earned money. If they don't want to hear me because I'm not subscribed to Game Pass, then I won't be in that ecosystem anymore. But as a gamer, I feel like it's imperative to tell your truth and not just give, fanboy opinions. Really be true, But this is Frog's Dreams, and you can catch me on Twitter at Frog's Dreams. And I'm out. Peace.
Thanks, Frog. Yep. And then this is a great show, guys. I want to thank you. We went extra long tonight, but we had to really talk about that Halo stuff. And, there's more to come on it as we go through the game and finish it up. But, as you know, there was a lot that hit me after I was playing that game, that live stream, which, again, I've been having issues with my internet. So sorry about that. But, we will be talking more about it. And yeah, again, this is our opinions on it, but I'll just tell you, I come from it as a consumer. I don't talk to devs. I don't have any inside knowledge. I don't get sent free refrigerators and donuts and all this other stuff. We just come on here and talk about how we feel as somebody who buys and loves games. And the thing is like, we'll tell you what's worth it, what I feel is worth it, what's not. And you value that or don't value it. But it's just like, we'll just tell you the way it is, because we're not getting perks from anybody. Like, this is it. I do it for the grinders, and you guys have been with me for such a long time, and it's growing great. And I want to thank everybody for just coming on and, listen to our opinions on these things. But again, you're the consumer. If you don't like something, speak out. Don't let anybody tell you that don't say anything. Just keep it hush hush, because if there's something that doesn't appeal to us, like, I'm going to say it. And, the thing that bothers me so much, and I love Halo so much, that I feel like everybody's like, it's great. And I'm like what? Like, it's because it needs to be great. Because if it was bad, this would be the end. That sound glitch. Yeah, remember the sound glitch? I had to turn off the audio. Or I was turning off all the effects of it. It was crazy. It made it more dramatic. We just heard the background music. But again, the music is the best part of Halo Infinite, I think. But I feel like it's artificially, I roll my eyes sometimes as I'm going through it. But I'm going to finish it. I'm going to do the final stream on it. and then I'll give my impressions with the story. But I got a lot of it out tonight about the story that I felt, and I want to thank everybody. You know, as you leave, you hit the like button, hit the grind button. Oh damn, maybe we'll call the like button the grind button. Hit that, and you know, share out the video. You know, it's been great, and I appreciate everybody coming all the way over. 120 people watching, and then the stream went down, and then you guys came back, and I appreciate that. And I know it's gone late, but yeah, you know, we talked about a lot tonight, and you know, stay tuned for more gaming Grindhouse, Grinds My Gears. Probably not. I'm gonna be on vacation next week, so I'm probably not gonna have a show on Monday. Maybe I'll try to do something at the end of this week. Maybe you know, maybe a Halo symposium.
You know,
maybe Frog will jump
we
on.
can set it up for the end of the year, man.
Yeah, and then we gotta do like our final. Yeah, and then but I definitely want to do one before the end of the year because when I'm done, but I'm not gonna do something like that. But next week I'm not gonna be able to do it. But probably the following week we'll do one like the end of year bash. We'll have one. Maybe I'll get some more other guests on too. We'll have like an end of year bash and do that one like a New Year's Eve, a Grindhouse New Year's Eve party. Not on New Year's Eve though. Grinders you'll be drinking, but maybe like that week we'll do something like that. But next week no show. I'll try to do something at the end of this week. You know, maybe a Halo discussion if any topics come up. A hot take grinds my gears and Frog if he's available, and we'll do something later. But keep it locked here. Hit that subscribe button because you never know when a Grinds My Gears comes on. And hit that notification because I might pop up one, scare you. You never know. Phil Ness is looking around. You know, my internet's been going crazy. Phil Ness is coming after me. And watch that booty clapping in the streets. But I want to thank everybody again. Hit that like button, share out the video. And if you want to join the Grindhouse VIPs, thank you for the new subscribers and new VIP members. And I'll be doing another emoji in there with Joel 2.0. Has been bootlegged to the bootleg. Yeah, he's been downgraded. We saw that. But where are the Grind Awards? Oh man, maybe we'll do the Grind Awards. We'll see, Buck Roger. Maybe give out 2 grinds up, put it in the booty hole. A bad review, I don't know. Grinds approved. We'll see. Maybe I'll do something. I didn't think about it. But thank you again, everybody. Hit that like button. Oh, they want "'Tis the Night Before the Series 2. Oh, damn. I don't know. You want me to write another one of those? You guys are coming up with good ones, man. "'Tis was the night before the Series X." So maybe I'll do is maybe I will write another one. Yes, maybe. Oh man, you guys give me some good ideas, dude. All right, so maybe I'll do something. But tonight, it's in the books. Thank you again. Hit that like button, share it out. Good night, everybody. I'll talk to you guys later.